Welcome to Fantasy Audiobook, Global Power. No lower limit spells for awakening at the beginning. Chapter 21. The center of the square outside the high wall, the auditorium below the screen. I didn't expect this. Seeing He Weiji leaving sadly, Lu Zhu, the principal of Luyun No. 1 Middle School, was filled with sadness. Unexpectedly, He Weiji, who came from Kyoto, would not only be unable to retain his first position, but would also have no chance of joining Kyoto University. Judging from the scores over the years, He Weiji's current score of 4,087 will definitely not make him into the top 10 universities in the country. However, He Weiji succeeded in single-handedly killing the first-level upper-level ferocious beast, the red-clawed tiger. He had priority admission qualifications in the same score range, so there was no problem in attending a top 50 school. But it is completely incomparable with Kyoto University. It is not on the same level. Kyoto University is one of the 3 top universities in the country. It is an institution supported by Daxia Kingdom and receives countless funds every year. The other 2 schools are the Imperial City School and the Demon City School. They also receive key support from the Great Sha Kingdom. It can be said that these 3 schools are completely different from other schools. This can be regarded as teaching him a lesson in advance. It's a taboo to not be self-aware. If he doesn't learn the lesson today, when he actually faces the ferocious beast tomorrow, he may be the first to die. Chen Deming, director of the Education Bureau, said sharply. That's true. Lu Zhu deeply agreed with the words of the Education Bureau secretary. He who had been watching the live broadcast naturally knew that He Weiji was responsible for all this. If this was not the examination room for the martial arts college entrance examination, but the real habitat of ferocious beasts, He Weiji would not have survived at all. However, Ji Yu Fan's performance once again exceeded my imagination. I didn't expect that not only the first-level superior beasts, but also the second-level lower-level ferocious beasts, Ji Yu Fan could kill them with one strike. Lu Zhu sighed. Yes, since the abandoned town was transformed into an examination room, no examinee has ever entered Area A. Ji Yu Fan is the first person in the history of Lun City. Chen Deming was full of praise. At this time, the images on the screen are switching rapidly. Ji Yu Fan galloped through the swamp forest without being affected by the mud at all. As long as it is a first-level upper-level beast, it will be instantly killed by one punch. Even a second-level lower-level beast will be instantly torn apart by the spell. Under Ji Yu Fan's wanton killing, the entire swamp forest became restless. When the beasts saw Ji Yu Fan, they were like seeing ghosts, and fled in panic. This is the first time I have seen this kind of scene in my whole life. I never thought that a ferocious beast known for its ferocity would be frightened by humans one day. Chen Deming said in a daze. What kind of superpower does Ji Yu Fan have? He has high attack, strong defense, fast speed, and amazing battery life. He is simply a hexagonal warrior. Lu Zhu looked a little dazed. Ji Yu Fan can be my teacher. Unlike the stunned director and principal, head teacher Lu Fengwen's jaw dropped in shock. Although he is a second-level superpower, no matter whether it is attack, defense, speed or battery life, he can't compare to Ji Yu Fan. How could Ji Yu Fan be his student? It was almost as if he was Ji Yu Fan's student. The core area of the abandoned town, the swamp forest. Ji Yu Fan used the high-speed movement provided by the technique Shuntiankang to crazily slaughter all the ferocious beasts within his sight. With the extremely strong vision of the 6 eyes, no ferocious beast could escape Ji Yu Fan's eyes. Ding, successfully killed the silt bug, points plus 1-2. Ding, successfully killed the giant claw crab, points plus 2-4. Ding, successfully killed the silt bug, points plus 1-2. The system's beeps sounded continuously, and the points that kept jumping along with it. Cool, Ji Yu Fan shouted loudly as he smashed the fleeing mud bug into pieces with one punch. The swamp forest is not big. In these 3 hours, Ji Yu Fan killed all the ferocious beasts in it. He killed 9 second-level lower-level ferocious beasts alone, and even killed nearly 100% of the first-level upper-level ferocious beasts. Hundreds. The only regret was that he didn't meet the second-level intermediate beast, but this regret could be solved soon, because Ji Yu Fan found something strange coming from the cave in the last area, and a giant rat came out of it. This giant rat is 3 meters tall, and its body length is even more frightening. It has dirty hair, sores all over its body, sharp teeth and claws, and a fierce look in its eyes. Its long tail is stirring in the swamp, full of horns. Foul-smelling poisonous gas emanates from the tooth's huge mouth. Second-level intermediate ferocious beast, rotting junkrat. Gu Fan called out its name. The center of the square outside the high wall, the auditorium below the screen. The final boss turned out to be the corrupted junkrat. Is the person who set the question for the martial arts college entrance examination crazy? Chen Deming was greatly shocked. You must know that although the corrupted junkrat is only a second-level intermediate beast, it is actually more difficult to deal with than the upper-level second-level beast. While the corrupted junkrat is huge in size, it is also very agile. Its claws can easily scratch steel plates, and its rat tail can be swung like a steel whip. The above is not the most terrifying thing. The most terrifying thing is the fangs of the rotting junkrat, which are not only extremely sharp, but also highly poisonous. If bitten by the poisonous junkrat, a second-level superpower user can survive for a while. If it is a first-level superpower user, he will be poisoned and die within a minute. No, with the weak defense of a first-level superpower user, there is no need to be poisoned at all, he can simply be bitten to death. The poisoned junkrat will spray poisonous mist. Although the poisonous mist is not as toxic as a direct bite, it is enough to deal with first-level superpowers. Gu Fan is in danger. Lu Zhu said with a sad face. It is true that Gu Fan can stop the attack, but the poisonous mist is not an attack. Can he also stop the poisonous mist? Even if Gu Fan could really do it and stop the poisonous mist, he would still be unable to escape from the dangerous situation. After all, the poisonous mist is mixed in the air. Stopping the poisonous mist means stopping the air. Without air inhalation, sooner or later you will suffocate to death. Principal Lu, you don't have to worry too much. You have seen Gu Fan's speed before. The poisonous mist spewed by the rotting junkrat cannot catch up with him, so there is no problem in escaping. Chen Deming said. But Gu Fan has no intention of escaping. Director Chen, look, Gu Fan has already rushed forward. Lu Zhu pointed at the screen and said. What? Chen Deming shouted. It's really disgusting. If it weren't for the unlimited spell, I wouldn't dare to walk over there. Gu Fan said to himself. He is now a first-level intermediate superpower, and his ability to carry unlimited spells has also been improved. Under normal circumstances, attacks from second-level intermediate ferocious beasts cannot interrupt his spell. Squeak. The corrupted junkrat made a harsh rattle, swung its tail rapidly, roared out, and struck at Gu Fan like a steel whip. So fast! Gu Fan exclaimed. The poisonous junkrat's tail attack was as fast as the wind. Without the extremely strong vision of 6 eyes, he would never be able to react in time. Although it was okay not to react in time, he had already activated the unlimited technique, and the tail attack of the rotting junkrat could not hurt him, but Gu Fan still did not want to rely too much on the unlimited technique. After all, in the comic about the return of the curse, Gojo Satoru was overconfident and stood still without evading, and ended up being chopped in half by Su Nuo. No problem. Facing the tail attack coming straight at him, Gu Fan could clearly see the trajectory of the attack. The technique turns to Kang. Using the teleportation technique of Reversal Kang, he moved to the side of the corrupted junkrat's body in an instant while avoiding the attack from the corrupted junkrat's tail. Punch seriously. Gu Fan took a deep breath, raised his arm back, and hit the rotting junkrat's body with a fist that exploded with curse power. Boom! Like a cannonball being fired, the toxic junkrat flew directly out, knocking down trees, pushing away mud, and creating a beautiful landscape. But the corrupted junkrat is still a second-level intermediate beast after all, and it is not a vegetarian. It adjusted its body shape while flying upside down, pierced the mud with its sharp claws, and forced itself to stop. After Gu Fan's full-force punch, the poisoned junkrat didn't feel well. Its hair was torn open and a big bloody hole appeared on its body. Squeak. The injured corrupted junkrat's eyes became even more cruel, so scarlet that it almost oozed blood. It opened its huge mouth and sprayed a large amount of poisonous mist forward. Not good. Gu Fan was startled. He had planned to step forward and immediately pulled back a long distance. His unlimited spells are based on the strength of spiritual power and are defined by the degree of danger such as mass, speed, shape, etc., and can only be effective on things visible to the naked eye. His current 6 eyes are only initially awakened, and the target selection of unlimited spells cannot be so precise. It is very difficult to distinguish poisons. It is still unknown whether he can stop the poisonous mist. However, even if the power of stopping is ineffective against the poisonous mist, Ji Yufan is not helpless. It's very simple. Before the poisonous mist spreads, just kill the poisonous Junkrat as the source of transmission. If you can't solve the poisonous mist, then solve the source of the poisonous mist. The technique is reversed. Kang, maximum power. Ji Yufan put 2 fingers in front of him, and with a hiss, a blue sphere appeared above the head of corrupted Junkrat. Kang was constantly spinning, creating a strong pulling force, sucking up all the poisonous mist that should have floated towards Ji Yufan. Not only the poisonous mist, the mud on the ground, the surrounding trees, but also the poisonous Junkrat in the center. Kang is like a small black hole. All targets within 50 meters in diameter cannot escape the traction of Kang. Squeak! The rotting Junkrat roared in pain. It could no longer hold on, and was grabbed directly from the ground by Kang and suspended in midair. Its huge body was twisted and deformed by Kang. Boom! The speed of Kang that had been rotating reached its peak, the terrifying traction reached its extreme, and it exploded with a bang. Most of corrupted Junkrat's body was blown up, he fell from the air and fell into the mud. It tried to stand up, but could no longer get up, and its struggling movements gradually became weaker until there was no more movement. The center of the square outside the high wall, the auditorium below the screen. Kill instantly with 1 hit. Chen Deming was once again shocked by Ji Yufan's strength. Killing a second-level inferior giant claw crab with 1 move was enough to make him doubt his life. But Ji Yufan was still not satisfied, and actually killed the second-level intermediate corrupted Junkrat with 1 move. You can't find even 10 geniuses of this age, rank and talent in the whole country. As long as I kill fast enough, the poisonous mist won't be able to catch up with me. Lu Zhu was stunned and swallowed thickly. He was still thinking about how Ji Yufan could escape the poisonous mist of the corrupted Junkrat. But he never thought that Ji Yufan had no need to hide at all. He killed the corrupted Junkrat before the poisonous mist spread. It seems that his thinking is too simple and he has never reached far places. Naturally, he does not know what the scene in the eyes of a genius looks like. The core area of the abandoned town, the swamp forest. Ji Yufan breathed a sigh of relief when he saw the corrupted Junkrat completely closing his eyes. He also didn't expect that the corrupted Junkrat's skin was so hard, and his most powerful spell, Sequential Kang, almost killed the corrupted Junkrat in seconds. You must know that the giant claw crab is a second-level lower-level beast, and you can tear it into pieces without using the maximum power. Ding! Successfully killed the corrupted Junkrat, points plus 36. At this time, the system's beep sounded in his mind. In other words, it was only now that this corrupt Junkrat was completely dead. It seems that starting from the second level, the level difference is only a small level, and the strength is also very different. If I face the second-level superior beast, I may not be a match with my current strength. Ever since the time travel, Ji Yufan's feeling of uneasiness has been lingering in his heart. After all, this is Blue Star where ferocious beasts are rampant. If you don't protect yourself, your city will be captured by ferocious beasts one day. Maybe his strength is already among the best among the students, but there is no room for resistance in front of the real beast tide. Therefore, he must become stronger and stronger than anyone else until he becomes truly invincible. Take your time, you can't rush things like getting stronger. Anyway, you have the system in hand, and getting stronger is not as simple as drinking soup. But I guessed the number correctly. It's really 36 points, the lowest level without any surprise. Speaking of points, I have been hunting ferocious beasts and have no time to open the system panel. Let's open it now and see how many points I have accumulated. After saying that, Ji Yufan opened the system panel. Host Ji Yufan. Level, first level intermediate. Superpower, 6 eyes, initial awakening. Spiritual power, 200. Skills, curse conversion, stopping power, spell reversal Kang, spell reversal he cannot be used, virtual style pu cannot be used, boxing mastery intermediate level. Points 1993. Looking at the 1993 points in front of him, Ji Yufan's eyes lit up. He didn't even notice that he had so many points. It can't be used up, it can't be used up at all. Ji Yufan wanted to say this, but he was immediately stuck after seeing that 3,000 points were needed to partially awaken the 6 eyes. Well, not enough at all. Since there are so many points, my points won't be less, right? I remember that if you kill a second level low-level ferocious beast, you will get 2,000 points, and if you kill a second level intermediate ferocious beast, you will get 10,000 points. Ji Yufan turned on the smart bracelet and checked his score. First, Ji Yufan, 41,267 points, Luyun No. 1 Middle School. Second, Mu Xue, 8,082 points, Luyun Number 1 Middle School. Third, He Wei Ji, 4,087 points, Luyun No. 1 Middle School. Far ahead, although he had made a rough estimate in his mind, when he actually saw the score appearing in front of his eyes, Ji Yufan couldn't help but shout loudly. More than 40,000 points. There is no need to think about this score. It is definitely the first place in Zhongbei province, and it is still the kind that is far ahead. You know, the top pick in Zhongbei province last year only had a score of just over 20,000 points, and I was twice as high as him. It's a pity that I have killed all the ferocious beasts in the core area. Otherwise, my score could be improved further. The difficulty of the martial arts college entrance examination is still too low, and there are not enough ferocious beasts for me to kill. Ji Yufan shook his head and sighed. After looking away from his own score, Ji Yufan looked down the ranking list and muttered silently, the second place, Mu Xue, has a score of 8,082, which is 1/5 of my score. Mu Xue, 8,082 points. Although I can't compare with myself, this score is actually quite excellent. Calculated based on historical results, the lowest level is among the top 50 in Zhongbei province, a level that Lun City has not been able to achieve in decades. No. 3. He Wei Ji. Didn't this guy quit halfway? How could he still be ranked in this position? Ji Yufan lowered his gaze again and saw He Wei Ji's name, and couldn't help but be a little surprised. 4,087 points, the points haven't increased much. Ji Yufan looked at it again to make sure that he had read it correctly. He couldn't help but sigh. Is this the true level of Lun City? The center of the square outside the high wall, the auditorium below the screen. That's right, score. Chen Deming, who had been in a state of shock, came to his senses. Ji Yufan had killed the second-level intermediate ferocious beast, the rotting Junkrat. According to the regulations of the martial arts college entrance examination, he had a full 10,000 points. First place, Ji Yufan, 41,267 points. What, more than 40,000 points? Oh my goodness. Chen Deming suddenly stood up from his chair, shaking violently. This was the first time he had lost his composure since he became the director of the Education Bureau. More than 40,000 points, what is this concept? Lun City's highest record in hundreds of years was only over 10,000 points, and last year's first place in Zhongbei province was only over 20,000 points. Ji Yufan directly broke the century-old history of Lun City, and his score was twice that of the number 1 winner in Zhongbei province last year. 41,267 points, haha, God bless Lun No. 1, God bless Lun City. Lu Zhu shouted ecstatically. In these short few hours, he didn't know how many times he had lost his composure. 41,267 points, let alone Lun number 1 high school. This score is a record-breaking one even if placed in the best high school in the provincial capital. Not to mention being unprecedented, the title of unprecedented has been firmly established. He could not even dream of such a terrifying score, but now, this unbelievable sight has become a reality. From today on, his name is Lun number 1 middle school will spread throughout Zhongbei province, and his name is Lu Zhu will also become a legend in the education world. Ji Yufan, 41,267 points. Lu Fengwen was in a trance, as if he was living in a dream. This number seemed unreal. Even if he pinched his own flesh and slapped himself, he couldn't relieve this feeling. A student who was mediocre in the class had awakened the lowest E-level power, and I specifically persuaded him to give up the martial arts college entrance examination. As a result, he was a blockbuster in the martial arts college entrance examination, firmly occupying the first place with results that surpassed the past and the present, and trampling all the geniuses in the past under his feet. You say this kind of thing is reality. Lu Fengwen couldn't tell the difference, he really couldn't tell the difference. The core area of the abandoned town, the swamp forest. Is there only half an hour left? Ji Yufan glanced at the smart bracelet. The time on it had turned into red font, which was very eye-catching. Area A at the core of the examination room has been looted by him, and there is not a single ferocious beast. He is now preparing to return the same way and kill some ferocious beasts in other areas along the way. He will kill as many as he can. After all, he only has one chance. If he misses it, he will miss it. Time passed quickly, half an hour passed quickly, and the time came to 5 o'clock. Ding 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 ding. At this time, the smart bracelets on all the candidates began to ring the end of exam bell. Even He Wei-ji, who left the venue early, also rang. The ringtone is followed by a prompt. Dear candidates, please note that the 2023 Martial Arts College Entrance Examination in Lun City has now ended. Killing ferocious beasts will be considered a violation. Candidates are asked to give up hunting and leave the examination room as soon as possible. Dear candidates, please note that the 2023 Martial Arts College Entrance Examination in Lun City has now ended. Killing ferocious beasts will be considered a violation. Candidates are asked to give up hunting and leave the examination room as soon as possible. Dear candidates, please note that the 2023 Martial Arts College Entrance Examination in Lun City has now ended. Killing ferocious beasts will be considered a violation. Candidates are asked to give up hunting and leave the examination room as soon as possible. The prompt sounded 3 times in total. Points 2125. Ji Yufan dispersed the spell power from his fist, opened the system panel, and took a look at the points module. 2125 points is a bit more than the original 1993 points. It's a pity that the time has come, otherwise I can continue to improve. Ji Yufan felt a little regretful. There were probably not many opportunities to get points so easily. After saying that, Ji Yufan put away his fists and walked towards the city wall. In the center of the square outside the high wall, the ranking list. First place, Ji Yufan, 42,351 points, Luyun No. 1 Middle School. Second place, Mu Xue, 8,507 points, Luyun No. 1 Middle School. Third place, He Wei-ji, 4,087 points, Luyun No. 1 Middle School. Since the martial arts college entrance examination has ended, the ranking data has also been fixed and will not change again. A freak, a freak. In the rest area of the square, He Wei-ji looked at the ranking list with dull eyes. Since leaving the examination room early, his eyes have been switching back and forth between the big screen and the ranking list. He Wei-ji had a panoramic view of the scene where Ji Yufan fought with the ferocious beast. Freak. Apart from the word freak, He Wei-ji could not think of any other words to describe Ji Yufan. Even with his lofty vision, even in Kyoto where there are so many geniuses, Ji Yufan is still unique. With the end of the martial arts college entrance examination, students walked from the city wall one after another to the square rest area. It turns out I wasn't wrong, it was really over 40,000 points. I have never seen such a high score in my life. Yeah, I thought the smart bracelet was malfunctioning, but I didn't expect it to be true. It's so dreamy. This is more than 40,000 points, firmly ranking first in the province, and still far ahead. Why am I just over 1,000 points and the gap between people is bigger than that between people and dogs? Looking at the ranking list, the students were all impressed by Ji Yufan's shocking score of 42,351 points, and all of them sighed with emotion. By the way, do you know who Ji Yufan is? Why is he not famous at all despite his high scores? Questions came from the crowd. Hearing this sound, the crowd began to stir. Yes, since Ji Yufan can score 42,351 points, why haven't you heard of his name before? Ji Yufan is in our third class, and I am his classmate. If I say that he has E-level powers, how will you respond? A little fat man stood up and said, "Ha ha 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 ha, are you making me laugh? My A-level ability only has over 2,000 points, and Gu Fan, who has over 40,000 points, has an E-level ability." There was roar of laughter from the crowd. The smiles seemed to be contagious. The students laughed one after another, and the square rest area was filled with happy air. I remember Gu Fan admitted in class that day that he was the mysterious high school student who killed gangsters on the street. There were shouts from the crowd. That makes sense, brothers. As soon as these words came out, a storm broke out in the square. This classmate's words were quickly recognized by the students. They were more willing to believe that Gu Fan was the mysterious high school student in the rumors than that Gu Fan was a nobody. I'm Gu Fan's good brother. If you don't understand anything, you can ask me. I guarantee that your jaw will drop. Zhang Yuanao jumped out at this moment, looking very proud. He performed well in the martial arts college entrance examination, scoring more than 3,000 points, and was admitted to the top 100 prestigious schools in the country. What kind of superpower does Gu Fan have? Is Gu Fan's superpower E-level? Is Gu Fan really that mysterious high school student? Many students gathered around him, including some good-looking female students. They stared at Zhang Yuanao with the eyes of curious babies. Zhang Yuanao smiled crookedly, pretending to be profound and said, "Don't be anxious, listen to me slowly. Look, Gu Fan is out." Suddenly, shouts came from the crowd. As soon as this sound came out, the whole place was in an uproar. The director of education, the principal, the head teacher, the teachers, the students, all looked at the gate under the high wall. Unlike other candidates who were covered in blood, Gu Fan was clean. He put his hands in his pockets and walked like a stranger, with a relaxed and happy face on his face. Now it's confirmed. Gu Fan must be that mysterious high school student. He is worthy of being my idol. He is different from ordinary people in every aspect. Is this number one in the province? Isn't this too dazzling? When will I be as good as Gu Fan? This gap is visible to the naked eye. We are fighting ferocious beasts regardless of life and death. To Gu Fan, it is as casual as an outing. The students were in a mess, with some admiring, some envious, and some jealous. All kinds of voices were mixed together, and finally they were replaced by deafening applause. Pa 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 pa. The director of education, the principal, the head teacher, the teachers, the students, everyone couldn't help but applaud Gu Fan. Gu Fan, congratulations. You have created unprecedented history. You have reached a peak that no one has ever reached. You are the pride of our Lun City. Amid roaring applause and cheers, Chen Deming, director of the Education Bureau, walked up and shook hands with Gu Fan excitedly. At the moment when he let go, Chen Deming, who was over 50 years old, found that he had tears in his eyes. After the director came the principal, then the head teacher and the substitute teacher. They all shook hands with Gu Fan excitedly. As if infected by the emotions of the director of education, the principal and many teachers shed tears of excitement. Gu Fan had never seen such a scene before. The teachers and students of the school applauded and welcomed him, and the director, principal and other senior officials even cried for him. Thanks. Gu Fan's brain shut down on the spot. He shook hands mechanically and kept saying thank you. Seeing this scene in front of them, the students watching had mixed feelings. There was Gu Fan's pride in leading them to the top of Lun City, but also his envy and reluctance that the person was not him. They cried too. Whether he is happy or sad, I don't know. I never thought that one day I would become a transparent person. Outside the crowd, Mu Xue laughed at herself. She has always been the focus of the crowd, but today, the crowd's eyes were all on Gu Fan and did not stay on her for a second. Although Mu Xue didn't like the feeling of being in the spotlight, when no one was looking at her, she felt a little uncomfortable in her heart, as if something that should belong to her was taken away by others. An old community in Lun City. A simple bedroom. Go to bed early today, I'm so tired. Throughout the whole day, Gu Fan was either killing ferocious beasts or on the way to kill ferocious beasts. The amount of exercise was more than one level higher than before. It was true that he was very tired. Thanks to this, after returning home, he took a shower early and prepared to go straight back to bed and lie down. With a flick of his slippers, Ji Fan threw himself on the bed and let out a long sigh of relief. Looking at the white ceiling above my head, the conversations I had with the director, the principal, and the head teacher on the way home replayed before my eyes. Ji Fan, is your power really the E-level 6 eyes? Asked head teacher Lu Fengwen. My power is indeed 6 eyes, but it is not E-level. On the day of awakening, my 6 eyes were in an unawakened state. Now that my 6 eyes are awakened, according to the classification, it should be S-level. Ji Fan didn't intend to hide it and said it openly. Many times, you can't be low-key just because you want to be low-key. Others are not fools. Obvious and strange disguises will attract special attention from others. It's better to admit it openly. S-level, that's it. Upon hearing Ji Fan's answer, class teacher Lu Fengwen was not surprised, but showed an expression of relief, as if the stone hanging in his heart had finally fallen to the ground. Can superpowers be upgraded later in life? Principal Lu Zhu asked curiously. This situation still exists. I have seen it in the archives of the Education Bureau. There are indeed very few abilities that can be upgraded later in life. Director Chen Deming, who was driving, spoke. After speaking, he began to talk to Ji Fan. Ji Fan, have you decided which university for special abilities you want to go to? With your current grades, you can choose from any university in the country. I haven't thought about it yet. I don't know much about universities with special abilities. Director Chen, do you have any recommended schools? Ji Fan asked rhetorically. Speaking of which, he really didn't understand Blue Star's University of Supernatural Powers. He only wanted to get the first place in the exam and go to a top university. But if he really had to choose, he really didn't know which one to choose. After all, there were not only one top university in Daxia, but 3. Your grades can only be chosen among the 3 top universities. You don't know the 3 top universities in Daxia, right? Director Chen Deming said. I think so too, but there are 3 top universities. I really don't know which one I want to choose. Ji Fan said. Ha ha ha, you are the only one in Lun City who can say such a thing. The 3 top universities are Kyoto University, Imperial Capital University and Magic City University. No matter which one they are the highest pursuit of Daxia students. There is really no comparison between people. Hearing Ji Fan's Versailles words, Director Chen Deming couldn't help laughing. Speaking of which, it has been more than 10 years since our Luyun number. 1 middle school student has been admitted to the 3 top universities. Principal Lu Zhu said with emotion. Quote. Ji Fan shrugged helplessly. This was really not his Versailles. Is it wrong to make a difficult choice? Ji Fan, don't worry. With your scores so high, the admissions teachers from the 3 top universities will definitely come to our Luyun City to grab people. If you don't particularly want to go to a school, choose the one with the best conditions. Just a school. There was a curve ahead. Director Chen Deming turned the steering wheel fiercely, stepped on the accelerator and said. After the recollection ended, Ji Fanping lay on the bed and muttered to himself. There is really nothing to worry about. The director is right. I will go to whichever of the 3 top universities offers the best conditions. With the system in hand, these top universities are just a platform for me to provide points. I don't need spirit stones or supernatural power training methods. The system can directly help me upgrade. The same goes for skills. Rather than spending time learning new skills, it's better to unlock the skills that come with unlimited spells first. There is no need to consider apprenticeships. There is no need. Even if a boxing master teaches me step by step, it is not as fast as upgrading the system directly. Having said this, Ji Fan raised his left hand, and the silver space ring sparkled under the light. By the way, there is also a space ring. I never noticed it and almost forgot about it. What did He Weiji say? It seems like just injecting spiritual power directly into it will be enough. Ji Fan did not hesitate and directly injected spiritual power into the space ring. The process went smoothly. With almost no spiritual energy consumed, the space ring was activated, and a 3 cubic meter space appeared in Ji Fan's perception. Ji Fan was surprised to find that this kind of perception was similar to the system, and the inner space of the space ring also appeared directly in his mind. It's amazing. Test the storage function. Ji Yu Fan touched the bed beneath him with his hand and thought nothing happened. Ji Yu Fan changed his target and put his hand on the pillow. With a thought, the pillow instantly disappeared from the real world and was transferred to the inner space of the space ring. The operation is quite simple. Touch it with your hand and then use your mind, and the items will be stored by the space ring. The items stored cannot exceed the capacity of the space ring. After a little testing, Ji Yu Fan mastered the use of the space ring. Suddenly, a bold idea flashed through Ji Yu Fan's mind. Without a moment's hesitation, he directly opened the system panel. Host Ji Yu Fan. Level, First Level Intermediate. Superpower, 6 Eyes, Initial Awakening. Spiritual Power, 200. Skills, Curse Conversion, Stopping Power, Spell Reversal Kang, Spell Reversal He cannot be used, Virtual Style Pu cannot be used, Boxing Mastery, Intermediate Level. Points, 2125. Quickly scroll to the bottom, click on the details behind the points, and with a ding, the item recovery window pops up. First take a look at the exchange ratio of item recycling points. If the ratio is high, just recycle the space ring directly for points. The current space ring is of no use to me. Ji Yu Fan muttered as he threw the space ring into the system recycling window. Space ring, 500 points. Recycle or not, a new window pops up. Only 500 points, so little. Looking at the interface that popped up in front of him, Ji Yu Fan was disappointed. A space ring worth 10 million Daxia coins can only be exchanged for 500 points, and the exchange ratio is as high as 20,000, which is completely worthless. Ji Yu Fan nodded without hesitation. He now has 2,125 points, which is not short of the 500 points from the space ring. Moreover, the system recycling window will not disappear. You can recycle it at any time. There is no need to recycle the space ring today. It is not too late to recycle it on the day when the points are urgently needed. Ji Yu Fan took out the space ring from the system recovery window, put it back on his finger, and said to himself, "This function is good for Brother Fu. A small goal can be exchanged for 5,000 points, and it can be upgraded to several levels. It's a pity that he is not a rich guy, just a poor guy." As a poor guy, Ji Yu Fan would naturally choose the most cost-effective way to add points. He now has 2,125 points. If he recovers the space ring, he will have 2,625 points, which is almost the same as the 3,000 points required to awaken the 6 Eyes. But Ji Yu Fan had no intention of accumulating points to awaken his 6 Eyes. It's not that awakening the 6 Eyes is not good enough, but that upgrading the level is more cost-effective. The points required to upgrade from the first level intermediate level to the first level advanced level are 500, which is only 1/6 of the points required to awaken the 6 Eyes. The improvement brought about by upgrading the level is not weaker than the improvement brought about by awakening the 6 Eyes. After upgrading the level, not only the basic attributes of the spiritual power will be strengthened, but the power of unlimited spells will also be increased simultaneously. The defense power of stop power will be increased by 1 level, as will the attack power of spell reversal Kang, and the damage will be higher. Although awakening the 6 Eyes will change the 6 Eyes from preliminary awakening to partial awakening, thus unlocking the spell reversal H. But this kind of unilateral improvement is still not as good as the all-round improvement after upgrading the level. It's not that fighting across levels is not cool enough, but it's more worry-free to crush through levels. The upgrade button behind the level is black, which is normal. After all, I just upgraded from the first level lower level to the first level intermediate level today, and my body hasn't had time to adapt. As long as you have the points in hand, upgrading is just a matter of time. There is no need to practice hard. You can just lie down and wait for the cooldown to recover. Okay, that's it for today, sleep. After turning off the lights, Ji Yu Fan fell asleep. Time passed very quickly. A week passed in the blink of an eye, and June 14th came, the day when the results of the martial arts college entrance examination were officially announced. Buzz, buzz, buzz. The mobile phone on the bedside vibrated violently. Who is it? Why are you calling so early in the morning? Ji Yu Fan opened his eyes in a daze, touched his hand to the pillow, and picked up the phone. The caller ID showed that it was his good brother Zhang Yuanao. Ji Yu Fan was shocked. Zhang Yuanao is usually worse than him, so how could he get up earlier than him during the summer vacation? What kind of situation is this? Ji Yufan silently clicked the connect button. Ji Yufan, the college entrance examination results are out. Have you checked whether they are number 1 in the province? Zhang Yuanao's excited voice sounded on the phone. Are the college entrance examination results out? Ji Yufan was stunned for a moment, then pulled the phone down and took a look at the date. Good guy, it's already June 14th, the day when the college entrance examination results are announced. No wonder Zhang Yuanao called him early in the morning. I haven't checked it yet. I'll talk to you after I check it. Bye. Ji Yufan hung up the phone, clicked on the browser on his phone, opened the official website, and typed in his admission ticket number. Soon, a form popped up with detailed information on the martial arts college entrance examination. Name: Ji Yufan. School: Luyun. Number 1 middle school. Class 3 for 3 years. Admission ticket number 3,147,017,304,529. Test score 42,351 points. Policy bonus points none. Final score 42,351 points. Provincial ranking 1. Most of the information was not important. Ji Yufan skipped it all and looked directly at the final provincial ranking. After seeing the simple and domineering 1, the corners of his mouth involuntarily raised slightly. First place in the province, I won. After checking the college entrance examination results, Ji Yufan put down his phone and glanced at the upper left corner before the screen went off. Is it already 10 o'clock? It seems that I misunderstood Zhang Yuanao. It is really inappropriate to call 10 o'clock in the morning as early in the morning. Even migrant workers who go to work at 9 o'clock have already worked for an hour. Buzz, buzz, buzz. Suddenly, the phone whose screen had just turned off lit up again and vibrated violently. Didn't you just hang up the phone? Why are you here again? Who is it this time? Ji Yufan picked up the phone from the bed again and took a closer look. The caller was Lu Zhu, the principal of Luyun number 1 middle school. Why is the principal looking for me? Is he also asking about my college entrance examination results? With some doubts, Ji Yufan answered the phone. Ji Yufan, hurry up and get ready. As soon as the call was connected, a loud voice rang in his ears, which made Ji Yufan's eardrums hurt. Mud, if I had known, I wouldn't have turned on the speakerphone. Ji Yufan silently turned off the speakerphone and turned down the volume of the call. Immediately afterwards, Principal Lu Zhu's voice came again. The admissions teachers from the 3 top universities have arrived in Lun City. Director Chen and I will take them to visit your home soon. What's going on? It's only 10 o'clock right now, and the admissions teacher is moving so fast. Ji Yufan said subconsciously. You must know that among the 3 top universities, 1 is in the south of Daxia and 2 are in the north of Daxia. They are all far from Zhongbei province, which is located in the central part of Daxia. I don't know. Anyway, the admissions teacher has come to our school and is in the reception room of the school now. I think these top universities must have internal channels. They know the results of the college entrance examination before they are released. Principal Lu Zhu's voice came from the mobile phone. I see. Ji Yufan nodded. What the principal said makes sense. After all, with the distance between Lun City and the 3 top universities, this time in the morning is absolutely too late, so it is only possible to prepare in advance. These are not important, you prepare in advance, we will be here soon. Principal Lu Zhu hung up the phone. Anyway, let's get up first. Gently closing the phone screen, Ji Yufan changed his clothes and walked out of the bedroom. Boom. Less than half an hour later, there was a knock at the door. Come yet. Ji Yufan, who was sitting leisurely on the sofa in the living room in a daze, stood up and walked slowly towards the door. Opening the door, Principal Lu Zhu and Education Director Chen Deming stood in the front, while 3 admissions teachers stood in the back. After a brief greeting, Ji Yufan brought in the principal, director and 3 admissions teachers. The living room of Ji Yufan's house is not big, and the sofa and coffee table are a bit old. Fortunately, there are not many guests. If there are only 5 guests, they can still sit down. After the principal, director and 3 admissions teachers sat down, Ji Yufan said, I'm sorry, my home is simple and there is nothing to entertain you. There was nothing he could do about it. He was the only one in his house, and no guests had come to visit him for many years, so naturally he had nothing to entertain him. If he had been notified one day in advance, he would have been able to spend some time preparing. It can only be said that these 3 admissions teachers came too suddenly. It's okay, you're welcome. A middle-aged man wearing a leather jacket spoke first. He was Ji Mingquan, an admissions teacher at the Magic City Academy. That's right, we took the liberty of coming. Tang Qing, an admissions teacher at Kyoto University, and Li Yonglian, an admissions teacher at Imperial University, said at the same time. Ji Mingquan, Tang Qing, and Li Yonglian, the 3 admissions teachers, 1 male and 2 female. They are very similar in age and temperament, and the spiritual power inadvertently leaked from their bodies is as ferocious as wild beasts. Far from what Principal Lu Zhu and Director Chen Deming can compare with, it is even more terrifying than the aura on Cheng Shuji, the chief examiner of the martial arts college entrance examination. Since the teachers asked me not to be polite, I won't be polite anymore. Tell me about the conditions you gave me. Ji Yufan leaned back leisurely on his sofa and said unceremoniously. So crazy. This was the thought that came to the minds of the 3 admissions teachers at the same time. They had never thought that a child from a humble family in a small place could be as arrogant as a child from aristocratic families in the capital. But thinking about it carefully, Ji Yufan seems to be really qualified for arrogance. He grew up in the small Lun City, and his grades are the first in the province. It is normal for such a genius to be a little arrogant. Ji Yufan, I have a question to ask you, which is also related to the conditions I will give later. Ji Mingquan said. Just ask. Ji Yufan said. It's a problem with your powers. I see that the ability registered in your file is an E-level 6I. I have seen your combat records. The ability you used in battle obviously conflicts with the registered ability. Ji Mingquan asked. You're asking this, it's like this. Ji Yufan explained it in detail. Quote question mark question mark question mark quote. The 3 admissions teachers all looked confused. Still don't understand. Let's do this, I will show you, and you will send someone over. If it were normal, Ji Yufan would naturally not have the patience to explain his unlimited spells to others. Even if announcing his own spells could increase the power of the spells, Ji Yufan would not do so. But this time it was different. The more powerful he showed, the higher the conditions the admissions teachers would give him. Being impatient would not do. I'll do it. After all, I asked. Ji Mingquan volunteered. How to do? Ji Mingquan walked up to Ji Yufan and asked. It's very simple, you put your hand out and we give you a high five. Ji Yufan replied. Good. Ji Mingquan stretched out his palm and tried to high five Ji Yufan. But a surprising scene happened. His palm stopped in front of Ji Yufan's palm, unable to touch it, and stopped just a short distance away. As this, infinity. Ji Mingquan's eyes widened, and his brown pupils trembled with surprise. As a 5th-level superpower user and a teacher for many years, this was the first time he had seen such a strange superpower. You can also give it a try. I've already tried giving high fives, so let's change it to shaking hands. Ji Yufan looked at the 2 female teachers from Kyoto Academy and Imperial Academy and stretched out his hand. What's this? It actually stopped. The shock in the eyes of Tang Qing and Li Yonglian was no less than that of Ji Mingquan. With their small eyes and big doubts, they clearly shook hands with Ji Yufan, but they did not shake hands with Ji Yufan. It was strange. Rather than stopping, it should be said that the closer you are to me, the slower your speed will be. Do you understand now? Ji Yufan explained. I don't understand at all. Ji Mingquan, Tang Qing, and Li Yonglian, the 3 admissions teachers shouted in unison. Well, it seems that for martial arts teachers who have never studied advanced mathematics, infinity is still too difficult to understand. Seeing that he still couldn't explain it after all his explanations, Ji Yufan could only put his hand on his forehead helplessly and let out a long sigh. Well, I brought a power level testing device. We can't understand what you mean by infinite, but we can understand the power level. The power level can intuitively reflect the potential and intensity of the power. Tang Qing, an admissions teacher at Kyoto University, said. That's right, Ji Yufan, your file must be modified, and it will be a matter of time before you test the power level. Instead of going to the school and taking the test again, it is better to take the test now. Ji Mingquan, an admissions teacher at Magic City University, said. All right. Seeing that the two admissions teachers had spoken, Ji Yufan agreed and said, how to test. Same as the awakening ceremony, just put your hand on this small stone tablet. Tang Qing, an admissions teacher at Kyoto University, took out a small stone tablet the size of a hot water bottle from the space ring, placed it on the coffee table, and said to Ji Yufan. Ji Yufan nodded, and under the gaze of the three admissions teachers, he put his hand on the power level testing device. Buzz! The dim stone tablet of awakening suddenly lit up, and a dazzling orange light shot straight into the sky, filling the entire living room in an instant. Orange light, this is S level. Tang Qing was confused. This was the first time she had seen such a dazzling orange light, and she was a little unsure of Ji Yufan's power level. It's not as simple as S level. Ordinary S levels don't have such brilliance. This is the strongest S level, and its strength is comparable to SS level. Ji Mingquan shouted excitedly. What? The strongest S class? Is it as strong as SS class? Hearing Ji Mingquan's roar, both Tang Qing and Li Yonglian trembled in their hearts. They don't know what infinite means, but they know what SS level means. Nowadays, in the entire Daxia kingdom, there are nearly 10 million college entrance examination graduates a year, and the number of SS level graduates is less than one palm. Even in their three top universities, they must spare no effort to fight for such scarce talents, and their priority will even be higher than the number one scholar in the province. At this moment, the eyes of the three admissions teachers looking at Ji Yufan changed and they became even more eager than before. Ji Yufan, come to our Kyoto Academy. Kyoto Academy is the first of the three top universities and the best school for supernatural powers in Daxia. As long as you come to our Kyoto Academy, you will be given 1,000 spiritual stones as a gift, plus SS level superpower training methods to ensure that your training speed is not inferior to that of children from aristocratic families. As soon as Tang Qing opened her mouth, it was Wang Za, and the principal loser and next to him was frightened. 1 spirit stone is equivalent to 10,000 Daxia coins, and 1,000 spirit stones is equivalent to 10 million Daxia coins. Ji Yufan was given 10 million as a gift when he entered school. He had never made so much money in half his life as a principal. What? Chen Deming, the director of education, who was sitting on the edge of the sofa, stood up in shock. In his opinion, 1,000 spirit stones are just a trivial matter, and SS-level superpower training methods are the heavyweights. In addition to the only 3 SSS-level superpower training methods in the country, the SS-level superpower training methods can be tied for 4th in the country. This level of superpower cultivation method cannot be bought with money. Only top universities and top families have it. Tang Qing's words made Li Yonglian, the admissions teacher at Imperial College, immediately anxious. She gritted her teeth and said, Ji Yufan, don't listen to the nonsense from Kyoto Academy. Our Imperial Academy is the first of the 3 top universities. You are a boxing practitioner, right? Our Imperial Academy's boxing skills are number 1 in the country. If you come to our Imperial Capital Academy, you will be given 2,000 spiritual stones as a direct gift upon admission, plus one-on-one tutoring from a boxing master. Of course, we will also give USS-level superpower training methods. It's interesting. There are actually 2 universities ranked first. Which one is the first? Ji Yufan smiled in his heart. To be honest, the conditions provided by Imperial College were good enough, but they were of no real use to me. Even if the Imperial Academy's boxing major was number 1 in the country, it would not be as fast as him directly using the system to upgrade if he really arranged for one-on-one tutoring from a boxing master. And he doesn't need SS-level superpower training methods. It would be good if it could be recycled, but the system cannot recycle such non-material things. Ji Yufan, our Demon City Academy will not provide SS-level superpower training methods, but we will give you an opportunity to choose SS-level skills. Of course, we will also give away spiritual stones for admission. 3,000 spiritual stones will be given directly, as well as a 2nd-level spiritual weapon and a set of 2nd-level spiritual armor. Ji Mingquan said symbolically. When Ji Mingquan heard the conditions given by the 2 universities in front of him, he immediately gave up his expectations. Although their Magic City Academy is one of the 3 top universities along with Kyoto Academy and Imperial Capital Academy, their Magic City Academy must be ranked last. Although the SS level skill selection is also very good, it cannot be compared with the SS level ability training method. The truth is very simple, one is the icing on the cake, and the other is a timely help. It's not that SS level skills are unaffordable, but that SS level ability training methods are more cost-effective. The admissions teachers of the 3 institutions each explained their own conditions, which made Principal Lu Zhu and Director of Education Chen Deming feel eye-opening. They thought that these top universities would rush to invite Ji Yufan to enroll, but they did not expect that the conditions given were so amazing. Even if it is the Magic City Academy that offers the worst conditions, they dare not even think about the conditions. The top ones are worthy of being the top ones, and their offers are generous. Ji Yufan will probably choose Imperial College. He said before that he doesn't have a particular school he wants to go to. He will choose the one with the best conditions. Director Chen Deming thought in his heart. Ji Yufan, which one do you choose? Ji Mingquan, Tang Qing, and Li Yonglian, the 3 admissions teachers asked in unison. With a snap, everyone's eyes were focused on Ji Yufan. I choose Magic City Academy, Ji Yufan said without thinking for too long. The reason is also very simple. Although on the surface it was the Imperial City School that offered the best conditions, in fact it was the Demon City School that was most useful to him. The SS level superpower training method is useless to him, but the SS level skills can be of some use to him. After all, they are SS level. Not to mention that the Demon City Academy gave him the most spiritual stones, 3,000 spiritual stones, equivalent to 1,500 points, which was enough for him to upgrade to 2 levels in a row. In addition to a 2nd-level spiritual weapon and a set of 2nd-level spiritual armor, these can also be recycled through the system and exchanged for points. Why is it like this? Li Yonglian, the admissions teacher at Imperial College, couldn't accept it. She obviously gave the best conditions, but Ji Yufan chose the worst Imperial College. Ji Yufan, are you sure you choose our Magic City Academy? Unlike Li Yonglian, Ji Mingquan was very surprised, and his tone was full of disbelief. Why, your Magic City Academy doesn't want to accept me? Ji Yufan teased. No, if you come to our Magic City Academy, it's not too late for us to welcome you. Ji Mingquan said excitedly. Ji Yufan, can you tell me the reason why you chose the Demon City Academy? Li Yonglian asked unwillingly. Reason. After thinking briefly, Ji Yufan said, I prefer the climate in the south to the north, and since the city is a coastal city, I have long wanted to see the sea with my own eyes. Of course, Ji Yufan wouldn't tell the truth. He made up a random reason on the spot. This was also a helpless move. He couldn't say that he didn't like the SS level superpower training method, right? Is this the reason? Li Yonglian's eyes widened and she couldn't let go for a long time. It took a lot of effort to take a breath and said, okay, I can't refute. After hearing Ji Yufan's reasons, Tang Qing and Li Yonglian knew that they had no chance at all. Kyoto, also known as the Imperial Capital, is the first city of Daxia. It is not only located in the north, but also deep inland. Just the opposite of what Ji Yufan expected. Unlike the depressed Tang Qing and Li Yonglian, Ji Mingquan could hardly close his mouth when he smiled. Ji Yufan, you don't need to fill in the application form. This is the special recruitment contract of Shanghai University. You just need to sign this. Ji Mingquan took out 2 contracts from the space ring and handed them to Ji Yufan. The contract was 18 pages long. After Ji Yufan quickly flipped through it, he signed his name without much hesitation. Ji Yufan, don't you take a closer look? Ji Mingquan was a little surprised. I have read it carefully. There is nothing wrong with the content of the contract. The official seal is also genuine. The high-level spiritual power it contains cannot be faked. Ji Yufan said. Did you notice? Ji Mingquan once again looked at Ji Yufan with special eyes, and praised without hesitation. As expected of the #1 scholar in Zhongbei province, his vision is vicious. Ji Mingquan has been an admissions teacher for more than 10 years and has traveled to major cities across the country. Few students can notice the high-level spiritual power contained in the official seal of the contract like Ji Yufan. I've signed it, please take a look. Ji Yufan handed the contract forward. Very good, Ji Fan. From today on, you will be a student of our Magic City Academy. This is your admission notice. It contains the school's detailed address and start time. Magic City Academy welcomes you. Ji Mingquan took the contract, took out a letter from the space ring, and handed it forward. Okay. Nodding slightly, Ji Fan accepted the admission notice. Seeing that Ji Fan accepted the admission notice, Ji Mingquan stopped staying and stood up to say goodbye to Ji Fan. Ji Fan, I have other enrollment tasks, so I won't disturb you. See you next time at the Magic City Academy. Principal Lu Zhu, Director of Education Chen Deming, and other admissions teachers also stood up and said goodbye to Ji Fan. By the way, I almost forgot. This is my business card. It has my contact information on it. If you don't understand something, you can always call me and ask me. When he was walking at the door, Ji Mingquan suddenly turned around and handed Ji Fan a small card. The teachers moved very quickly, and within a short time, Ji Fan's living room became empty again. Ji Fan leaned on the sofa, playing with the small card in his hand, and murmured, "There is also the enrollment task." Well, is there target Mu Xue? In the villa area of Lun City, outside a small foreign-style building. Principal Lu Zhu, Director of Education Chen Deming, Kyoto admissions teacher Tang Qing, Imperial City admissions teacher Li Yonglian, and Magic City admissions teacher Ji Mingquan were all present. Ji Fan guessed well. The next target of these admissions teachers was Mu Xue. Mu Xue's final score in the martial arts college entrance examination was 8,507 points, ranking 42nd in Zhongbei province. Although this score and ranking are not particularly top-notch, they are still enough to get into the 3 top universities. But passing the exam is one thing, and special recruitment is another. Mu Xue's scores and ranking alone would not allow admissions teachers from the 3 top universities to visit her. The main reason why these admissions teachers from the 3 top universities came to visit was because of Mu Xue's S-level ability. S-level abilities are extremely rare. The number of S-level abilities a province can produce in a year will not exceed 2 hands. All provinces in the country combined will only have more than 100 in a year. Even if they are the 3 top universities, they will fight hard to get S-level powers. Ding dong, ding dong. After ringing the doorbell, Mu Xue walked out of the small foreign-style building and invited all the teachers to her home. Mu Xue comes from a good family. Both her parents work for the government. She is a member of the upper class in Lun City. The luxurious living room at home is in sharp contrast to the old and shabby living room of Ji Fan's family. After sitting down in the living room, the admissions teachers from the 3 top universities ate snacks and drank tea, and one after another they set out the conditions for their schools. Unlike the tense situation when they were competing for Ji Fan, this time the admissions teachers were very peaceful and calm. The conditions offered to Mu Xue were also very different from those offered to Ji Fan. The conditions for Kyoto Academy are 200 spirit stones, plus S-level ability training. The conditions for the Imperial Academy are S-level superpower training methods, plus a 2nd-level spiritual weapon. The conditions of the Demon City Academy are the most generous, not only providing S-level superpower training methods, but also 500 spiritual stones, plus a 2nd-level spiritual weapon. Unlike SS-level superpower training methods, S-level superpower training methods are not too rare. It is included in the top 100 prestigious schools in the country. It is not unique to the 3 top universities. It is even circulated in the market and belongs to the category that can be bought with money. Mu Xue, which one do you choose? After each put forward their conditions, Ji Mingquan, Tang Qing, and Li Yonglian, the 3 admissions teachers looked at Mu Xue and asked in unison. I choose Magic City Academy. After thinking for a long time, Mu Xue made a choice. There are many reasons why she chose Magic City Academy. On the one hand, the Demon City Academy gave her the best conditions. It not only provided S-level superpower training methods, but also provided 500 spiritual stones, plus a 2nd-level spiritual weapon. On the other hand, her foundation is too weak. Her family's wealth is only rich in Lun City, which is completely incomparable with the children of real aristocratic families. If you really want to go to Kyoto Academy or the Imperial Capital Academy, it will be difficult to compete with the children of aristocratic families in the capital. Going to the Demon City Academy, which is relatively less stressful, is more suitable for you now. Is it really the Magic City Academy? Tang Qing and Li Yonglian were not surprised by this result. After all, the conditions proposed by the Magic City Academy were indeed the best. It's not that they don't want to fight for Mu Xue, but that their school's priority for Mu Xue is not high. After all, there are more than 100 candidates with S-level abilities across the country. For the prestigious Kyoto University and Imperial University, missing one Mu Xue is not a big deal. Teacher Ji, congratulations, these two geniuses from Lun City have been acquired by your Demon City Academy. Haha, it's just a fluke. The jokes of the three admissions teachers fell into Mu Xue's ears, and her heart moved. Two geniuses. What do you mean? Did Ji Yu Fan also choose the Demon City University? School starts on July 1st, it's not September 1st. Summer vacation is less than a month away, isn't it? After opening the admission notice from the Magic City University, Ji Yu Fan couldn't help but scream when he saw the start time. Today is June 17th, and 3 days have passed since June 14th, when the college entrance examination results were announced. The time from June 14th to June 20th is the day to fill in the application form, which lasts for 1 week. During this period, candidates will complete the application form for the college. Since he was admitted to Shanghai University of Science and Technology in advance, Zhang Yuanao also applied to other famous schools in Shanghai. The school is called Strange Fire Academy, and it seems to be famous throughout the country for its fire major. It is also a good place for Zhang Yuanao. It has been 10 days since the martial arts college entrance examination. My body should have adapted to the level cooling down. Ji Yu Fan opened the system panel. Taking a closer look, sure enough, the gray button behind the level has turned yellow. Do you want to spend 500 points to upgrade? The system prompt window pops up. Now that the cooldown time for leveling up has been restored, Ji Yu Fan will naturally level up as soon as possible. Yes, as soon as he finished speaking, there was a crash, and the spiritual energy in the world began to gather, pouring into Ji Yu Fan's body at an extremely terrifying speed. Click. A sound like the breaking of shackles came from Ji Yu Fan's body, and the aura on his body suddenly fled. Level, First Level Intermediate Superpower User Right Pointing Arrow First Level Advanced Superpower User. Cool. After the upgrade, Ji Yu Fan suddenly felt refreshed, as if he had been reborn. Spiritual Power 200 Right Pointing Arrow 280. Not only the level, but also the spiritual power has also been improved a lot, from 200 to 280, a full 80 points increase. Ji Yu Fan looked at the system panel again. Host Ji Yu Fan. Level, First Level Superior. Superpower, 6 Eyes Initial Awakening. Spiritual Power 280. Skills Curse Conversion, Stopping Power, Spell Reversal Kang, Spell Reversal He cannot be used Virtual Style Pu cannot be used Boxing Mastery Intermediate Level. Points 1625. Upgrading to the second level lower level requires 400 spiritual power and consumes 1000 points. Ji Yu Fan looked at the upgrade conditions next to the upgrade button, and the joy in his heart was immediately diluted. It takes 5 points to increase 1 point of spiritual power. 120 spiritual power is 600 points, plus the 1000 points for upgrade. In other words, it takes 1600 points to upgrade him from the first level to the second level. You know, he only has 1625 points in total now. Thinking of this, Ji Yu Fan cursed. Maid, it takes so many points to upgrade, you might as well just grab it. After a long time, Ji Yu Fan calmed down and walked out of the house. After leveling up again, he naturally went to the Extreme Martial Arts Gym to test his strength. Lun City, downtown area. One fat and the other thin, two men in prison uniforms were wandering around the streets unscrupulously. Slim Man, nicknamed Monkey, was once the backbone of the criminal group Qilin Gang and a second-level lower-level wind power user. Brother Qilin, I didn't expect that we actually escaped from that prison. Monkey said with lingering fear. Fatty, nicknamed Qilin Brother, is a second-level intermediate lightning power user. He was once the boss of the Qilin Gang, a criminal group. He committed crimes including burning, killing, looting, and his name was widely spread in Lun City. Brother Qilin is actually not fat. He is a strong man with a full face and Qilin tattoos on his arms. It's just that the thin man next to him is too thin, which makes him look fat. It's not just us. All the hundreds of criminals in the prison have escaped. The troublemakers did a great job. They just blew up the prison in Lun City. Ha 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 ha. At this point, Brother Qilin laughed. The prison uniforms worn by Brother Qilin and Monkey, as well as their unabashed conversations, attracted pedestrians on the street to look over. What are you looking at? Are you tired of living? Seeing the pedestrians looking at him with strange eyes, Brother Qilin suddenly became furious. Electric whip. Brother Qilin's hand flashed with ferocious electric light, forming a long whip, and he whipped the electric whip to the side without caring. Zitsa. The body of a lucky passer-by was chopped off at the waist, and white smoke of charred flesh came out from the section of the body, which was extremely pungent. Seeing such a terrifying scene, the passers-by immediately realized that these two men in prison uniforms were real criminals. Ah, killing. Yeah. Pedestrians screamed and fled. Ha ha ha, yes, that's how it should be. Brother Qilin laughed maniacally. It seems that he has been imprisoned for too long, and his name as Brother Qilin is no longer known in the world. He must let them recall it. It has just begun now. Brother Qilin, look in front of you. There is a top-notch chick. I have never seen such a beautiful one in my life. The monkey's whole body was trembling, and the hand pointing forward was shaking like a sieve. At the same time, a lewd smile appeared on the corner of his mouth, and his saliva drooled all over the floor. What's your reaction? You've never seen a woman. Brother Qilin smiled disdainfully and looked forward indifferently, but with just a glance, his blood surged and his whole body felt hot. What a beautiful chick. I've been holding it back for 3 years in prison. I must let it go today. Brother Qilin's eyes were full of obscenity. He was breathing rapidly and his face was flushed. He looked completely impatient. Compared to his little brother Monkey, he was even worse. What Monkey and Brother Qilin saw was Mu Xue. She was tall, extremely beautiful, with long black hair and an indifferent expression on her face, which made the two prisoners' desire to commit crimes reach its peak. No, this chick is going to run away. The monkey yelled. Monkey, take me with you and adjust the wind rail to the highest power. We must not let this chick escape. Brother Qilin yelled eagerly. Why am I so unlucky? Today is supposed to be a happy day, why am I like this? Mu Xue yelled anxiously in her heart. Since the end of the martial arts college entrance examination, she has never relaxed. Even during the summer vacation, she did not take a day off and practiced hard every day. Finally, this morning, she successfully upgraded from the first level lower level to the first level intermediate level. She was so excited that of course she was ready to go to the extreme martial arts gym to test her strength as soon as possible, but who would have thought that she met two gangsters who were committing murder on the street just halfway there. Mu Xue could clearly feel the terrifying aura from the tattooed man's electric whip. An aura of this level was definitely not that of a first-level superpower. Ha ha ha, you can't escape. An obscene laughter sounded in her ears. Mu Xue suppressed the discomfort from the bottom of her heart and looked back. No one, how could it be possible? Is it the front? Mu Xue turned around in horror and looked forward, and was shocked to find that Monkey and Brother Qilin were standing in front of her with lewd smiles on their faces. Lun City, City Defense Brigade Headquarters. At this time, in a small conference room, the captain and 7 captains gathered together. In Lun City, the city's security is maintained by the City Protection Brigade, which is composed of 7 city protection teams, referred to as the 7th City Protection Team. Each city protection team has a captain, and the 7th City Protection Team has a total of 7 captains. These 7 captains directly obey the orders of the chief captain of the City Protection Team. Because the prison in Lun City was blown up and hundreds of criminals were wandering around the city's security managers were holding an emergency meeting. Team 7, what's going on in the city now? Captain Ning Haisheng asked. On the side of the long table, a bald middle-aged man raised his head, looked away from his laptop, looked at the end of the long table, and said. Reporting to the captain, according to incomplete statistics, the current number of civilian casualties is 162, and it is still increasing. Troublemaker. Captain Ning Haisheng pounded the table in anger. The troublemakers are a large criminal group whose minions are spread all over the country, lurking in cities large and small. Unlike other criminal groups, the troublemakers do not commit crimes for money or fame. Their reasons are more crazy and pure. Happy, fun, that's all. In short, troublemaker is a gathering place for pleasure criminals who will do anything for fun. What's even more frightening is that these pleasure prisoners are not just troublemakers, they are also normal people in society. They can be students, teachers, children, parents, employees, leaders. All in all, it's very scary. It turns out that the escaped convicts a while ago were a sign. Lun City prison has long been infiltrated by troublemakers. Salbo was also very angry. He was the captain of the third team, and he was responsible for the fugitive incident at that time. However, when he arrived at the scene, the fugitive was already dead and only the dregs were left. We are just a city guard, and Lun City prison is not under our control. This matter cannot be blamed on us. The captain of the fifth team said. That's right, just cause us trouble. A team captain echoed. Stop talking. Team 1, Team 2, Team 3, you go out immediately and eliminate the criminals wandering around the city at all costs. Team 4, Team 5, Team 6, your goal is to guide citizens to evacuate. Please be sure to put the safety of citizens first. Captain Ning Haisheng issued the order. Receive. 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 Comma. The 6 captains said in unison. Comma. Lun City, downtown area. Little sister, don't leave in a hurry. The monkey smiled obscenely. Exactly, why are you showing such an expression? Are you so scared? We can still eat you, ha 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 ha. Brother Qilin laughed wildly with pride. Seeing the gangster approaching her with a wild smile, Mu Xue subconsciously took 2 steps back, and the hands holding Xu Baishui couldn't stop trembling. Oh, little sister, that's good. You dare to show your weapon when facing 2 of his second-level superpowers, but do you really think this broken knife can stop us? Seeing Mu Xue reveal his weapon, the monkey became even more excited, his eyes full of teasing, like a hunter toying with his prey. I advise you to be honest. If you give up resistance, we can still let you live, otherwise. Having said this, Brother Qilin smiled solemnly, put his hand on his neck, and made a gesture of wiping his neck. The first dance you buy. Mu Xue took a deep breath, suppressed the fear in her heart, and waved her sleeves to slash forward. She knew very well what fate would await her if she did not resist. Quote question mark exclamation mark quote. Mu Xue swung the knife too fast, and Monkey and Qilin didn't even think that Mu Xue would resist. Both of their bodies were slashed by Xu Baishui at the same time. Since both of them were second-level superpowers, the wounds were not deep, especially for Brother Qilin. Soda Shirayuki only cut open his skin and did not hurt his flesh. Click. The surrounding temperature began to drop crazily, and Monkey and Brother Qilin were surprised to find that white frost began to appear from their wounds, spreading crazily along their bodies, and covering their entire bodies in an instant. While the Monkey and Brother Qilin were frozen, Mu Xue ran forward with all her strength. She already had a plan. There is a large shopping mall not far ahead, which is complicated. I am familiar with the building structure inside because I frequent it, but the 2 gangsters have been in prison, so it is impossible to know. If she could successfully hide in, taking advantage of the terrain, she would definitely be able to delay a lot of time. During this time, she would call the city defense team to call for help. Girl, don't even think about escaping. Lightning flashed across Brother Qilin's body, and in less than 3 seconds, the ice on his body was melted by the lightning. Electric whip. Brother Qilin waved his electric whip towards Mu Xue. But because he had just thawed and his body had not yet recovered, his electric whip failed and hit the street lamp. Zitsa. The current climbed up the street lamp pole, causing the originally dim street lamp to emit a dazzling light, and then exploded into pieces with a bang. Of course, this was the result of Brother Qilin's mercy. If he used all his strength, the street light pole would be cut into 2 pieces. Hateful. Brother Qilin screamed secretly. The failure of the unfreezing and electrifying whip caused Mu Xue to run far away and reach the square outside the large shopping mall. If Mu Xue really ran into a large shopping mall, the situation would be difficult, and the cooked duck might fly away. Wind track. At this time, the monkey also thawed, and the strong wind began to gather around him, and then he rushed forward fiercely. Monkey, take me with you. Seeing his little brother thaw, Brother Keelan was overjoyed and called out loudly. Okay. The monkey rushed past Brother Keelan quickly, then grabbed Brother Keelan's arm and flew forward with him. Under the high-speed movement of the wind rail, the distance between Brother Keelan and Mu Xue was instantly shortened to within 10 meters, which happened to be the maximum attack range of the electric whip. Ha ha, little girl, I caught you. Electric whip. Brother Keelan smiled grimly and waved his electric whip, mercilessly hitting Mu Xue. Ah, Mu Xue was hit by the electric whip, her body stiffened and she fell to the ground suddenly. This fall was undoubtedly fatal. When Mu Xue stood up again, Monkey and Brother Keelan were already leaning over with lewd smiles. But this time, Mu Xue, who was completely paralyzed, could hardly stand, let alone run away. Run away? Why don't you run away? Brother Keelan joked. I didn't expect you, a girl like you, to be so hot, you dare to hurt me. Next, I'm going to let you know how powerful I am. The monkey was drooling and approaching Mu Xue. Monkey, don't worry, treat the wound first, and I will help you get revenge. Brother Keelan stopped the monkey, breathing rapidly, and approached Mu Xue with obscene eyes. No, it's a small injury, it won't affect you. The monkey let go of Brother Keelan's hand and kept laughing obscenely, drooling almost like a river. Save. Just like losing momentum, Mu Xue murmured without realizing it. Help. The vague sound gradually became fainter than the chirping of insects. Help. Who can hear your voice? However, it's useless even if you shout loudly, no one can save you even if you shout until your throat is broken. Ha 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 ha. Having said this, the two brothers, Monkey and Brother Keelan, laughed obscenely in unison. Hey, what are you doing? At this moment, a loud voice sounded, causing Monkey and Brother Keelan to look behind subconsciously. Chapter 31. The one who made the sound was none other than Ji Yu Fan. Not long after he went out, Ji Yu Fan realized that something was wrong. The streets were full of people fleeing. As they fled, they shouted words such as, "There are gangsters," and, "Killer." However, Ji Yu Fan didn't care. He would not give up his trip to the extreme martial arts gym for a test just because of a gangster he had never met before. Therefore, Ji Yu Fan was walking on the street like nothing happened. However, when Ji Yu Fan walked to a large shopping mall, he saw Mu Xue, who was surrounded by two gangsters, one fat and one thin, who was about to cry. Then, this sudden sound startled Brother Keelan, and he immediately looked back. At the same time, he was anxious. If it was someone from the city protection team, his good deeds would be ruined. But at first glance, I realized that the person who came was actually a kid who looked like a student. Brother Keelan immediately became angry and shouted, "Kid, how dare you disturb Brother Keelan's interest? I think you are impatient." Quote. Ha, Brother Keelan, what is this? Ji Yu Fan was immediately amused. If you dare to laugh at Brother Keelan, you are seeking death. Unexpectedly, before Brother Keelan got angry, Monkey became angry first. Not only was he angry, but he also took action directly. The monkey's whole body was surrounded by the strong wind, and he rushed towards Ji Yu Fan quickly, raising his right hand upward at the same time. The monkey's target is Ji Yu Fan's head. He wants to press Ji Yu Fan's head to the ground and rub it for 50 meters to make Ji Yu Fan reflect on his words and deeds. You are the one seeking death, right? Ji Yu Fan grabbed the monkey's outstretched right hand, threw it to the ground, and activated the technique in a reverse direction. Under the traction of Shun Zhuan Kang, the monkey's head was pressed to the ground and rubbed forward for 50 meters before stopping. Monkey! Brother Keelan shouted anxiously. This scene happened too fast. In just one encounter, the second-level monkey was completely defeated. Stop shouting, the person is dead. Ji Yu Fan said nonchalantly. Just kidding, when he was at the first-level intermediate level, he could instantly kill the second-level lower-level ferocious beasts with a normal power spell. He is now a first-level superior, and humans' weak defenses are simply not comparable to ferocious beasts. It would be abnormal to kill him instantly with just one blow. The monkey is dead. After hearing Ji Yu Fan's words, Brother Keelan left Mu Xue and turned around and ran to the monkey. Brother Keelan was in a daze and used his hands to test the monkey's breathing, but the monkey's entire face was rubbed bare, and his brain was rubbed out. Where was there any trace of breath? How can it be? Brother Qilin could hardly believe the reality in front of him. His brother Monkey was a second-level low-level superpower. How could he lose his life in one blow? Ji Fan. Mu Xue came back to her senses at this moment, and her originally dim eyes suddenly blossomed with brilliance. When she was paralyzed and unable to move, looking at the figures of Monkey and Brother Qilin approaching with lewd smiles, her only thought was that it was over. She subconsciously called for help, desperately praying in her heart that someone could save her, but at the same time, she also understood that it was impossible for anyone to save her. However, her prayers were indeed answered. Seeing Ji Fan making a brilliant appearance, Mu Xue felt ripples in her heart. You actually know her. That's right. If you didn't know her, you wouldn't have come to save her. Brother Qilin said bitterly. That's not necessarily the case. It has nothing to do with saving people or not. I just can't stand your disgusting face. Ji Fan said. You are strong, but you are still careless. It was your mistake not to save this woman right away. You will regret it forever in the future, kid. Electric whip. Brother Qilin burst into rage on the spot, holding an electric whip and whipping it at Mu Xue. The visible strength gap let him know that he would not be a match for the brat in front of him. So he had to find another way to make the kid in front of him regret it forever. This woman happened to be the perfect match. Although the kid in front of him doesn't seem to care about this woman, that's not the case. As long as he kills this woman, the kid in front of him will definitely regret it. There is no doubt about this. Regret? Do you really think you can kill someone in front of me? If I am not sure, I can let you live for so long. Ji Fan smiled disdainfully. The technique turns to Kang. Ji Fan stretched his hand forward, and a huge traction force burst out from his hand, directly pulling Brother Qilin over. The electric whip was deflected and hit the air. Brother Qilin lost his balance in the air, waving his hands and feet randomly as if he had fallen into the water. Ji Fan didn't waste any time, and directly punched Brother Qilin's chest with a powerful punch without mercy. Boom! Brother Qilin flew out directly, first breaking a street lamp, then bouncing on the ground, and finally hit a car parked on the roadside hard, deforming the car. Hey, are you dead? If you can't help but beat me, it will be too boring. Ji Fan put his hands in his pockets and walked slowly towards the deformed car. Cough, cough. Brother Qilin's chest was sunken and his whole body was stained with blood. After spitting out a large mouthful of blood clots, crazy electricity exploded all over his body, like a flashback. Electric whip, 5 companies. Brother Qilin wielded electric whips and whipped Ji Fan crazily 5 times. The violent electric current shattered the road surface, raised smoke and dust, and swallowed Ji Fan in one bite. Kid, you can't believe it. Brother Qilin showed a cruel smile. Under such a high-density attack, it was impossible for the kid in front of him to survive. This is because people with superpowers are different from ferocious beasts. People with superpowers are not good at defense. Especially in Ji Fan's defenseless state, he is a living target for his electric whip. Haha, are you tickling me? Ji Fan walked out of the smoke and kicked Brother Qilin onto the deformed car. Impossible, this is absolutely impossible. Brother Qilin was stunned, as if he had been struck by lightning. His hands were shaking, his eyes were blank, and he couldn't believe what was happening in front of him. Nothing is impossible, just die. The technique turns to Kang. Ji Fan stretched his hand forward and shook it again. Kaka. Brother Qilin and the car were crushed into a ball, and then exploded into pieces all over the ground with a loud bang. Call it off, call it a day. Ji Fan clapped his hands, turned and left. Before leaving, Ji Fan saw Mu Xue who was in a daze. Hey, are you okay? Ji Fan greeted with a smile. Fine. Mu Xue nodded slightly. It's okay. As soon as these words were spoken, a figure rushed over. It was Mu Xue. She was in tears and hugged Ji Fan's arm, whimpering. The sweet breath floated into the nose, the sound of rapid sobs reached the ears, and more importantly, the soft touch came from the arm. Well, there is no touch, not at all. This is naturally because of the unlimited technique. Well, not really. This is a sad story. After a while, Mu Xue stopped crying. Ah, sorry. After her mood stabilized, Mu Xue realized her gaffe and quickly let go of Ji Fan's arm, her little face still stained with tears turned red with embarrassment. It's okay, no problem, Ji Yu Fan said. Being embraced by the school belle is not a bad thing no matter how you think about it. This is something that many students dream of, not to mention anyone else but their good brother Zhang Yuanao. If he knew about this, his jaw would probably drop in shock. Ji Yu Fan, thank you for saving me. I will never forget your kindness. If you have any requests, you can make them and I will do everything possible to repay you. Mu Xue said with sincere eyes. Seeing Mu Xue's sincere eyes as she looked at him, Ji Yu Fan swallowed back the words, I pledge myself to you, that were on his lips. Mu Xue is serious. She doesn't look like the kind of girl who can joke around, and she isn't the kind of person who takes advantage of others. It's better to be serious. So, Ji Yu Fan said, I accept your thanks, but I have to explain one thing to you. Rather than saving you, I can't stand the bad looks of these two criminals. Even if the target is not you, I will still save you. As for if you want to repay me, you just gave it to me. I've given it to you in return, but I clearly didn't do anything. That's not right. Thinking of this, Mu Xue blushed again. At this time, it was on the top floor of a tall building. Interesting. A muscular man with a cardboard box on his head looked down from a high position, taking in the entire episode. His name is Xu Chang. He was once the warden of Lun City prison and is now a low-level member of the Troublemakers. He planned this farce that swept the entire Lun City. Troublemakers have a strict hierarchy, divided into 4 levels: low-level, intermediate, high-level, and special. In order to increase the level and influence of Troublemaker, in addition to excellent strength, the ability to plan farce is also indispensable. In order to be promoted from a low-level member to a mid-level member, Xu Chang did not hesitate to expose his identity and blow up the prison with his own hands, turning Lun City into a paradise for criminals. Of course, obtaining happiness is also an important reason, and there is no conflict between the two. The number 1 scholar in Zhongbei province, Ji Yu Fan, is so talented at a young age. His future is limitless. It will be very interesting if he can join our organization. It's a pity that I don't have time to stay here anymore. See you next time, Ji Yu Fan. Xu Chang's muscles swelled, he stepped on the floor with his feet, and his body shot out like a cannonball, leaping between tall buildings and disappearing into the distance. Finally gone, so dangerous. Ji Yu Fan let out a long sigh of relief. When he first arrived near this shopping mall, he felt the sight of people coming from tall buildings in the distance. Under Luyin's 360-degree ultra-far sight, he saw a muscular man with a cardboard box on his head. Because he couldn't see through his cultivation, this muscular man wearing a cardboard box was definitely not a second-level superpower, and he was most likely a third-level superpower. In order not to alert the enemy, Ji Yu Fan pretended not to see him and was always on alert. If he really had a battle with a third-level superpower, he really had no chance of defeating him. Unlimited spells are not invincible. If you are too careless, you may end up being cut in half like Gojo Satoru. Ji Yu Fan, what's wrong with you? Mu Xue said doubtfully. It's nothing. I'm going to the extreme martial arts gym later. Where are you going? Are you going home? Ji Yu Fan quickly changed the topic. I'm also going to the extreme martial arts gym. Mu Xue replied. That's it. We happen to be on the way. It's not safe on the road now. Let's walk together. Ji Yu Fan said. Mu Xue nodded slightly. After experiencing something like that, Mu Xue didn't dare to take care of her. She was too weak now. Without Ji Yu Fan's protection, she could hardly move forward. In this way, Ji Yu Fan and Mu Xue walked side by side towards the extreme martial arts gym. This street was originally the most prosperous street in Lun City, but now not a single person can be seen on the street. Various wrecks are scattered on the streets. As far as you can see, they are all damaged and deformed vehicles. Bloodstains and corpses can be seen at every distance. The whole street was in a mess. The admissions teachers from the 3 top universities also visited your home. Which university did you choose? In order to divert Mu Xue's attention, Ji Yu Fan tried to talk to her. Magic City Academy. Mu Xue replied. What a coincidence. I also chose the Magic City University. It seems that we are also alumni of our university. Ji Yu Fan said with a smile. Did you also choose the Magic City Academy? Mu Xue said in surprise. She always thought that Gu Fan chose Kyoto University or Imperial Capital University. After all, Gu Fan was so strong that even if he went to Kyoto, he would not be weaker than the geniuses from the aristocratic families. There is no other way. The Magic City Academy gives the most, so there is no choice. Gu Fan said, "Hey, why are you wandering on the street? Gangsters are raging now and it's very dangerous. Come here quickly and I'll take you to shelter." At this moment, shouts came from the distance. Gu Fan turned around and saw that the man's face was very familiar. He seemed to have seen him before. He was one of the two people who formed the city defense team that day. "I told you to come here, why did you?" "Oh." Gu Fan. Seeing the two people in the distance motionless, Gao Yingjin hurried over. Taking a closer look, I saw that one of these two people knew me personally. I had met him not long ago, and he was now famous throughout the city as the #1 scholar in Zhongbei province, Gu Fan. "Gu Fan, why are you here?" Gao Yingjin said in surprise. "I was going to go to the extreme martial arts gym, and I happened to pass by here." "Why, do you have anything to do with me?" Gu Fan said. Lun City prison was blown up by troublemakers. Now the city is full of criminals. The extreme martial arts gym has been closed. Come with me quickly and I will take you to a safe place. Gao Yingjin said anxiously. It's actually closed. Gu Fan pondered for a moment and said, "Well, this is my classmate Mu Xue, a good candidate with S-level powers, an admitted student of the Magic City Academy. Call a few more teammates and escort her to a safe place." Quote. Mu Xue, I've heard that our second place in Lun City is among the top 50 in Zhongbei province. Gao Yingjin said excitedly. Stop getting excited and hurry up. Gu Fan urged. Of course there is no problem with what you said. Our city guard will definitely ensure Mu Xue's safety. But what about you, aren't you going to take refuge? Gao Yingjin asked. I won't take refuge. I'm still comfortable in my own home. You also know my strength. Ordinary gangsters are no match for me. Bye now. Gu Fan waved his hand and walked into the distance alone. Again, Gu Fan frowned secretly. Walking on his way home, he was once again watched from the rooftop. The one who sent the gaze was no one else, but the muscular man with a cardboard box on his head on the top floor of the commercial street building. No, he's getting closer and closer, his target is me. Gu Fan knew that he couldn't just sit there and wait for death. The muscular man with a cardboard box on his head was flying across the buildings at a rapid speed, approaching him at lightning speed. Spell forward Kang. Gu Fan no longer hesitated, and immediately moved at high speed under the blessing of the spell forward Kang. So, two figures, one in front and one behind, sped through the downtown area of Lun City, one running on the road, and the other jumping between buildings, and the distance between the two sides was constantly shortened. Is the speed still not comparable? In fact, Gu Fan had also considered this question. After all, the other party was a third-level psychic, 2 levels higher than himself. So even if he had the blessing of the spell forward Kang, he would still be unable to compete in speed. Then let's meet him for a while. Since he couldn't escape, there was no point in running all the time, so Gu Fan simply stopped in the middle of the road. Boom! Xu Chang, a muscular man wearing a cardboard box on his head, jumped directly from the sky and landed on the road, crushing the asphalt road surface and stirring up dust all over the sky. Xu Chang didn't expect that he would see Gu Fan again not long after they separated, which made Xu Chang change his original plan and choose to meet Gu Fan. Aren't you going to run away? Xu Chang walked out of the dust and said with some regret. No need, I can't outrun you anyway. Gu Fan waved his hands and said. I thought you would hold on for a while longer, but your speed really opened my eyes. You are only a first-level superior, but you have a speed comparable to a second-level superior. You are worthy of being the top scholar in Zhongbei province. Xu Chang sighed. Do you know me? Gu Fan asked. Haha, what are you talking about? Is there anyone in Lun City who doesn't know you? Xu Chang laughed. That's not necessarily true. There are always some people who are not well informed, such as those who escaped and isolated from the world. At first, I thought you were one of them, but it seems you are not. Gu Fan said. Humph, are these scums worthy of being with me? Their evil is too worldly and not pure at all. Xu Chang said disdainfully. Oh, so you are the organizer. Ji Yu Fan was very interested. Right, Xu Chang smiled grimly. Sure enough, Ji Yu Fan took a deep breath. As he guessed, the muscular man with a cardboard box on his head was the culprit of this incident. During the conversation with the muscular man with a cardboard box on his head, Ji Yu Fan had been secretly observing him with his 6 eyes. Because he was wearing a cardboard box, he couldn't see his appearance, but his overly strong body and obviously different speed from ordinary people were enough to glimpse his superpowers. But to be on the safe side, I still asked him. This guy seemed to like chatting. Is your superpower a strengthening type? Ji Yu Fan asked. That's right, my ability is a strengthening type, AB level ability, physical strengthening. Xu Chang did not hide it and directly announced his ability to Ji Yu Fan. Ji Yu Fan asked the most important question. You must have a reason to find me, right? Of course. Let me introduce you formally. I am Xu Chang, a junior member of the Troublemaker. I am a 3rd level junior member. Soon I will be promoted to an intermediate member of the Troublemaker. Xu Chang said. Troublemaker. I seem to have heard of it. It seems to be a criminal group composed of a group of lunatics, and it is quite famous in Daxia Kingdom. What do you want with me, the Troublemaker lunatic? Putting away his thoughts, Ji Yu Fan asked Xu Chang. So, why are you looking for me? Ji Yu Fan, the reason why I'm looking for you is very simple. I hope you can join us as a troublemaker. It will be very interesting. Xu Chang said excitedly. Join you troublemakers. Haha, if you want to go crazy on your own, I won't accompany you. Ji Yu Fan was immediately laughed out of anger. What does this mean? After doing this for a long time, this troublemaker regarded him as a fellow human being. Is it necessary to be so insulting? It's not up to you. My fists will teach you that you can't refuse anything. Xu Chang smiled solemnly, gearing up and said. Really, I'm afraid you don't have that ability. Ji Yu Fan said without any fear. In the exchange of words, the battle is about to break out. Xu Chang was the first to take action. He was bare-handed and did not use weapons. It seemed that he and Ji Yu Fan were both boxing practitioners. Xu Chang's speed was extremely fast. As soon as Ji Yu Fan reacted, Xu Chang's fist was in front of Ji Yu Fan. Ji Yu Fan had no time to dodge, so he could only cross his arms that had been strengthened with magic power in front of him, and at the same time activated the unlimited spell. Under the influence of the unlimited technique, the closer Xu Chang's fist got to Ji Yu Fan's arms, the slower it became. Gradually, Xu Chang's fist became as slow as if it were still. Just when Ji Yu Fan thought it was over, the unlimited technique was interrupted. Xu Chang's fist suddenly became faster and struck Ji Yu Fan's crossed arms with a punch. Ji Yu Fan immediately knew what the problem was. As early as when he faced the killer's self-destruction attack, he had a vague feeling that something was wrong. Now, his suspicion has been verified. Spiritual power is a very special thing. It is similar to domain extension and has the effect of neutralizing spells. Powerful spiritual attacks will increase the operating load of the unlimited spell. If the load exceeds the limit, the unlimited spell will be directly interrupted, and the infinity will disappear. Boom! Ji Yu Fan stumbled and took several steps back, his arms feeling numb. So scary. Xu Chang, a 3rd-level superpower user, was more difficult to deal with than expected. He broke his unlimited spell with just one punch. Moreover, this fist, whose power was weakened by more than 90% by the unlimited spell, was blocked by my own arm full of curse power. If Xu Chang's punch was not a normal attack but a skill, or if he hadn't blocked it with his arm full of magic power just now, I'm afraid that I won't be able to stand here intact like now, and it's not impossible to be punched to death directly. Are you okay? I thought that punch just now could kill you. Xu Chang was very surprised. He looked at Ji Yu Fan with more intense eyes and invited him warmly. Ji Yu Fan, your powers are really interesting. I would like you to join the Troublemaker even more. What if you join the Troublemaker? If so, I will let you live. Daydreaming, Ji Yu Fan said coldly. It seems you don't want to live anymore. Xu Chang's attitude also cooled down, and Ji Yu Fan's repeated refusals gradually extinguished his enthusiasm. Rabbits will bite when they are anxious, and dogs will jump over the wall when they are anxious. Don't think that you are sure of me. Let me remind you, be careful of capsizing in the gutter. The technique turns to Kang. Ji Yu Fan raised 2 fingers in front of him. A pale blue sphere, Kang, suddenly appeared in front of Xu Chang. Boom! The terrifying traction force exploded instantly, trying to suck Xu Chang in front and twist it into a volleyball. But Xu Chang's speed and reaction were terrifying. Before Kang's traction force could explode, Xu Chang had already jumped several steps backward. What a risk, what a risk. This skill already has the attack level of a second-level advanced superpower user. Even I can't take this blow without injury. You have just turned 18 this year. At such an age and with such strength, you are truly a freak. Xu Chang admired from the bottom of his heart. Mu Xue and Gao Yingjin walked out of the alley on the side of the street and happened to see Ji Yu Fan standing very conspicuously in the middle of the road. Both of them were stunned. They never expected to meet Ji Yu Fan in this place. Ji Yu Fan. Mu Xue felt happy and subconsciously walked forward. Student Mu, don't be impulsive. Something is wrong. The cardboard box man standing in front of Ji Yu Fan is not an ordinary person. I can't see through his cultivation at all. Gao Yingjin quickly stopped Mu Xue, with cold sweat breaking out on his face. Carton man. Only then did Mu Xue notice that there was a tall, muscular man wearing a cardboard box on his head standing not far in front of Ji Yu Fan. I remembered. The captain told me before departure that if I see a man wearing a cardboard box on his head, I must not be rash and contact him as soon as possible. Gao Yingjin slapped his forehead and thought about it. He did not dare to neglect, and immediately took out his mobile phone and dialed the number of Captain Cao Bo. At this moment, Ji Yu Fan and the muscular man wearing a cardboard box moved at the same time. They were fighting on the street at a speed far exceeding that of ordinary people. As the fists and feet clashed, the air emitted a shrill scream, and the trace of leakage was enough to tear up the asphalt road. At the same time, the cell phone of Cao Bo, the captain of the 3rd team who was carrying out the extermination operation, rang. Gao Yingjin called, "What's going on?" Cao Bo frowned and answered the phone. On the phone, Gao Yingjin told Cao Bo everything, including what was happening at the scene. After hearing the news, Cao Bo yelled, "What? You said you met a man wearing a cardboard box on his head. And you fought with Ji Yu Fan on the road." This sudden roar startled several men around him. But Cao Bo didn't care about this at all. After he hung up Gao Yingjin's phone call in a hurry, he kept calling the captain Ning Haisheng for a while. Others don't know, but as the captain of the 3rd team, he knows it all too well. This man wearing a cardboard box on his head is the culprit in the explosion of Lun City prison. Xu Chang, the former warden of the prison and now a member of the Troublemakers, is a 3rd-level low-level superpower user. But these are not the main points. The point is that Xu Chang, a vicious and evil man, is fighting against Ji Yu Fan, the #1 genius in Lun City for thousands of years. One is an experienced 3rd-level superpower user, and the other is a fledgling 1st-level superpower user. Which one is strong and which one is weak is clear at a glance. I hope I can catch up. Cao Bo looked at the cell phone that was dialing and said to himself. Xu Chang is a 3rd-level low-level superpower user. He, a 2nd-level high-level superpower user, is no match for him. Ji Yu Fan, a 1st-level superpower user, is definitely not something he can deal with. Xu Chang, a 3rd-level superpower, can only be dealt with by the captain Ning Haisheng, who is also a 3rd-level superpower. This is why Cao Bo dialed his number immediately. If we don't rescue him quickly, Ji Yu Fan, a rare genius in Lun City who is rare in thousands of years, will die here. City Defense Brigade Headquarters. A small conference room. Ding ding, ding ding, ding ding. A familiar ringtone rang. Captain Ning Haisheng took out his cell phone and saw that the caller was Cao Bo, captain of the 3rd team. What? Not long after the call was connected, Ning Haisheng let out a shout that could be heard throughout the entire meeting. Without any time to think, Ning Haisheng rushed out of the conference room, and the seat under him was shattered by the huge kinetic energy. Oh my God, what happened to the captain? This sudden scene made the captain of the 7th team scream in surprise. Ji Yu Fan, you are very skilled. But you are still too young. If you practice for a few more years, you might still have a chance to win. Xu Chang praised and punched out, which collided violently with Ji Yu Fan's fist. Boom. Ji Yu Fan's unlimited technique was forcibly interrupted by a punch, and the protection of the unlimited technique was lost. Ji Yu Fan's entire body moved a full 5 meters under the force of Xu Chang's fist. The fist that collided with Xu Chang emitted white smoke. If it hadn't been for the blessing of the magic power, his fist would have been shattered and fractured by the collision just now. What should I do? Ji Yu Fan is no match for him. Seeing Ji Yu Fan being knocked back by Xu Chang's punch, Mu Xue was extremely anxious. Student Mu, you also know that this battle is not something we can interfere with. I have contacted the captain just now, and the captain has also contacted the captain. I can only pray that Ji Yu Fan can hold on for a while longer until the captain arrives. Gao Yingjin sighed. Can't hesitate any longer. Ji Yu Fan directly opened the system panel. Host Ji Yu Fan. Level, First Level Superior. Superpower, 6 Eyes, Initial Awakening. Spiritual Power, 280. Skills, Curse Conversion, Stopping Power, Spell Reversal Kang, Spell Reversal He cannot be used, Virtual Style Pu cannot be used, Boxing Mastery, Intermediate Level. Points, 1625. System, help me add points, spend 600 points to add to spiritual power. As soon as he finished speaking, an indescribable force burst out in Ji Yu Fan's body, directly boosting his spiritual power. Spiritual power, 280, right pointing arrow 400. It's not over yet. System, help me upgrade my boxing skills. The system moved very quickly. As soon as Ji Yu Fan opened his mouth, a large amount of boxing knowledge and skills were engraved deep in his memory. Boxing Mastery, Intermediate, right pointing arrow advanced. The real name of Boxing Mastery should be Fighting Mastery, which improves not only boxing skills. Kicks, elbow strikes, various fighting skills will be improved, and the sense of control over the body will also be improved to a higher level. The improvement in strength will be immediate. The improvement of boxing proficiency is different from the simple improvement of spiritual power. Using the game damage as an analogy, the multiplication calculation is far greater than the addition calculation. This boxing mastery is equivalent to an independent multiplication area in the game. Spending the same points to increase spiritual power is not as big as upgrading boxing mastery. It cost me 600 points to improve my spiritual power, and 400 points to upgrade my boxing proficiency, which is 1000 points. There are 625 points left. There is no need to spend the remaining points. Save them first. If you really can't beat it, you will think about it later. Ji Yu Fan analyzed in his mind. Spiritual power is the basic attribute of a superpower. Improving spiritual power can improve his strength in all aspects. He now has 400 spiritual power, which is a huge improvement compared to the original 280 spiritual power. Under the effect of the transformation of mantra power, increasing spiritual power is also equivalent to increasing mantra power. After increasing mantra power, the stability of his unlimited spell will also increase. In the past, he could offset 90% of the power of Xu Chang's fist with unlimited spells, but now he was sure to receive all Xu Chang's normal attacks without injury. Host Ji Yu Fan. Level, First Level Superior. Superpower, 6 Eyes, Initial Awakening. Spiritual Power, 400. Skills, Curse Conversion, Stopping Power, Spell Reversal Kang, Spell Reversal He cannot be used, Virtual Style Pu cannot be used, Boxing Mastery, Advanced. Points, 625. The battle has just begun now. Looking at the brand new system panel, Ji Yu Fan smiled confidently. Seeing Ji Yu Fan stop, Xu Chang did not take advantage of the victory, but bowed his body slightly, held his hands together and stretched his back, doing standard warm-up exercises. Xu Chang said while warming up, "You are a first-level superpower user, but you can survive in my hands for so long. To be honest, it would be a pity to kill you like this." After completing the last warm-up exercise, Xu Chang showed a sly smile inside the carton and said in a casual tone, "Ji Yu Fan, are you sure you don't want to think about it anymore?" "As I said before, daydreaming," Ji Yu Fan said calmly. "That's it, die." Xu Chang's right fist was clenched and his body was slightly bent, like a lion ready to attack. There was a click, Xu Chang's right foot broke the ground, and his body rushed out like an arrow from a string. "Do you really think you've got me?" Facing the charging Xu Chang, Ji Yu Fan's mouth curved in a dangerous arc. "If not," Xu Chang showed a sly smile inside the carton again, punched out quickly with his right fist, and hit Ji Yu Fan directly in the face. I'm afraid I'll disappoint you. Ji Yu Fan lightly stretched out his palm and grabbed Xu Chang's fierce right fist. Boom! The contact between the palm and the fist set off a wave of air, picking up bits of tar and flying in all directions. This time, Ji Yu Fan did not take a step back and stood here unwaveringly. How? Ji Yu Fan smiled calmly. What happened? Xu Chang's eyes narrowed, and he was surprised to find that his fist was strangely stagnant in midair. No matter how hard he tried, he could not take a step forward. How could this boy's strength increase so much in just a moment? Didn't this kid use his full strength from the beginning? Haha, there are a few times. It seems that if I want to kill you, I have to take action. Xu Chang smiled solemnly and moved again. He retracted his fist at lightning speed, and with his superhuman speed, his fists and feet were launched at the same time, attacking in different directions. Xu Chang's idea was very clear. Since Ji Yu Fan could resist his attack with his hands, he would use his fists and feet together to make Ji Yu Fan unable to parry with his speed and quantity advantages. Nice idea, but I don't rely on my palms to defend myself. What really resists attacks are invisible things. So, your moves don't work on me. Ji Yu Fan stood there and allowed Xu Chang to punch and kick him from all directions. Because Ji Yu Fan had no need to dodge at all, due to the invulnerability of the unlimited technique, these attacks all stopped at a short distance from him. Next, it's my turn. The technique turns to Kang. Ji Yu Fan stretched his hand forward, and powerful traction force spurted out. This time, Xu Chang could not avoid it and was pulled by the traction force and flew out. Xu Chang lost his balance and flew around in the air. After knocking down several streetlights, he broke through the glass window and fell into a roadside cafe. What? Gao Yingjin couldn't believe his eyes. Who would dare to believe it? Xu Chang, a third-level superpower, was beaten back by Ji Yu Fan, a first-level superpower. Oh my god! Mu Xue covered her mouth with her hands, her eyes full of shock. Ji Yu Fan was obviously at a disadvantage not long ago, but in the blink of an eye, the situation was reversed. The cardboard box man's attacks were all ineffective against Ji Yu Fan, but Ji Yu Fan just raised his hand slightly and knocked the cardboard box man away dozens of meters. Not bad, interesting. The attack you just made has reached the threshold of the third level. If my superpower hadn't been for physical strengthening, I would have probably been defeated. While applauding, Xu Chang walked out of the ruined cafe. The cardboard box on his head had disappeared, revealing an ordinary passerby's face. Judging from the appearance, Xu Chang's body is still intact, and there are no obvious injuries, which makes people wonder whether his body is made of iron. No injuries. This result far exceeded Ji Yu Fan's expectations. Although it is not the most powerful technique of Shuntian Kang, it is still the most powerful attack without chanting or charging. If such a spell, Shun Zhuan Kang, could not hurt Xu Chang, it is estimated that the most powerful spell, Shun Zhuan Kang, would not be able to seriously injure Xu Chang. But there is still a chance. Activating special powers requires the consumption of spiritual power, and Xu Chang's physical strengthening is no exception. Without the blessing of spiritual power, his defense will be greatly reduced. But I don't have to worry about this. The magic power consumed by the unlimited spell is infinitely close to zero. As long as it can be delayed, there is still hope of victory. It seems we can only spend more time. Ji Yu Fan took a deep breath, activated the technique Shunwan Kang, and took the initiative to attack Xu Chang. Compared with passive defense, active offense consumes Xu Chang's spiritual energy more. Soon, the two began to fight head-on. You were punching and I was kicking, and they were inseparable. And all this is because of the improvement of Ji Yu Fan's spiritual power and the upgrade of his boxing skills. The improvement in spiritual power made Ji Yu Fan's speed almost the same as that of Xu Chang, and the combat skills brought by advanced boxing techniques allowed Ji Yu Fan to calmly deal with every move Xu Chang made. Boy, don't be proud. I have never used any skills from beginning to end. Do you really think you can have the upper hand in a head-on fight with me? Tornado fist. Xu Chang shouted angrily, clenching his right fist fiercely, and the colorless spiritual power quickly rotated on the surface of the fist, forming a terrifying cyclone visible to the naked eye. Xu Chang's fist roared in the air, and the huge wind pressure hit Ji Yufan's face. Ji Yufan narrowed his eyes slightly and his expression gradually became serious. This blow clearly exceeded the load-bearing limit of the unlimited technique. If he was hit by a punch, his entire head would probably fly out from his body. The technique turns to Kang. Ji Yufan did not dare to neglect, and immediately used the magic technique to reverse and compress the spatial coordinates, and teleported behind Xu Chang in a strange way. While dodging the whirlwind fist, Ji Yufan punched out, hitting Xu Chang hard on the back. Clang! This punch was like hitting an iron block. Apart from making a muffled sound, it had no effect. Xu Chang could not even move his body, let alone being injured. Boy, let's put aside your strange powers for now. You don't think your ordinary fists can break through my defense, do you? Xu Chang turned around suddenly and smiled brightly. Tornado fist. Xu Chang clenched his right fist wrapped in the whirlpool and punched Ji Yufan in the chest. Not good. Ji Yufan's expression changed drastically. Due to the backlash caused by the previous attack, he had no way to avoid it. The teleportation of sequential transformation Kang requires calculating the spatial coordinates in advance. It is not instantaneous and will have a short reading period. Therefore, Ji Yufan could only passively put his hands in front of his chest, and while stabilizing the unlimited technique, he used the magic power to strengthen his arms. Boom! A roaring sound broke through the air. Ji Yufan's body, like a fallen leaf in the strong wind, flew far away under the horrified eyes of Gao Yingjin and Gao Yingjin. Ji Yufan's body was like a kite with its string cut off, flying upside down in midair. Even if it fell to the ground, it did not stop. It drew more than 10 meters on the ground before stopping. At the edge of the alley, looking at Ji Yufan flying backwards, Mu Xue opened her mouth slightly. Her mind was confused and she couldn't figure out why Ji Yufan, who had the advantage just now, was defeated all at once. Ji Yufan. After a while, Mu Xue slowly came back to her senses and shouted anxiously, her pretty face full of worry. Oh, it still doesn't work. Gao Yingjin said with some regret. Sure enough, Ji Yufan's strong performance just now was just a flash in the pan. This was just the result of Xu Chang's lack of real action. Xu Chang was obviously serious this time. The cyclone that kept spinning on his fist was frightening just to look at it. Ji Yufan was probably unable to stand up after being hit by such a terrifying punch. After all, third-level superpowers are third-level superpowers, and they are definitely not something that small first-level superpowers can defeat. Ji Yufan stood up. He's not dead yet. Suddenly, Mu Xue shouted excitedly. Hearing Mu Xue's cry, Gao Yingjin took a closer look and saw that Ji Yufan, who was lying on the street, struggled to stand up. Gao Yingjin was shocked. What did Ji Yufan eat to grow up? His body is so hard. He is obviously just a first-level superpower. He can survive even the skill attacks of a third-level superpower. But the surprise was fleeting. Because Ji Yufan's body was swaying when he stood up again, and he was obviously hurt a lot. Ji Yufan is just not dead for the time being. Ji Yufan's attack cannot hurt this muscular man, but this muscular man's skills obviously caused a lot of damage to Ji Yufan. If this continues, I'm afraid. Having said this, Gao Yingjin shook his head and did not continue. Hearing these words from Gao Yingjin, Mu Xue's excitement was extinguished. After a brief silence, Mu Xue turned her gaze to Gao Yingjin and asked urgently, Isn't your captain here yet? The headquarters of the City Protection Brigade is too far away from here. Even the captain cannot arrive in a short time. According to my estimation, it will take at least 3 minutes for the captain to arrive, but how can Ji Yufan delay for another 3 minutes? Gao Yingjin gave a wry smile. Why is this? Mu Xue froze on the spot, as if she had lost her soul. It hurts, it hurts. If it weren't for the magic reinforcement, my arm would have been broken and my internal organs would have been displaced. Ji Yufan staggered up from the ground, muttering and wiping the blood from the corner of his mouth with his hand. After Xu Chang's whirlwind punch, the school uniform on Ji Yufan's left arm was torn, his arm was covered with bruises, and even the bones were almost cracked. Not only that, due to the interruption of the unlimited technique, his body also suffered varying degrees of external and internal injuries during the collision with the ground. Although it is not a serious injury, it is not a minor matter. If it happens a few more times, his small body will definitely fall apart. In short, his tactics of attrition failed. Xu Chang's attack power is too high, and his own attack power is too low. If he continues to use up his spiritual energy, he will definitely be beaten to death by Xu Chang. Skills. Speaking of skills, apart from the spell Shun Zhuankang, he has no decent output skills. If you want to break through Xu Chang's terrifying defense, which is comparable to that of a third-level ferocious beast, you can't do it without some high-power skills, at least the most powerful level of Sequel Kang. It would be great if the magic reversal he could be unlocked. The minimum power of the magic reversal is twice that of forward rotation. If you can unlock the technique reversal he, you will be able to easily break through Xu Chang's defense. But it requires 3,000 points to unlock the spell reversal he, which is impossible for me now. It seems that I have to develop new skills on my own. Think about it, what other ways can the magic power be used besides boxing? It doesn't seem like it. Apart from spells and fields, the magic power seems to be limited to boxing. By the way, boxing can also be developed, such as Jin Ting Fist of Higurashi. Thinking of this, Ji Yu Fan became excited as if he had opened up new ideas. In the spell return battle, Nodweed Hisahito's physique is far superior to that of ordinary people, so the spell power cannot keep up with the instantaneous explosive power of Nodweed. In addition, the technique of Nodweed to retain the spell power is also immature. This instead formed an irregular flow of magic power. As soon as the tiger stick realized that its fist was concentrated, the magic power hit it. In other words, one blow would cause a second impact. After all, I am a first-level advanced superpower. With the strengthening of spiritual power, my physical fitness will surpass that of ordinary people. Coupled with the precise control of the magic power by the 6 eyes, that is to say, I can also use the Japanese Nodweed. Ren's Jin Ting Quan. But Jinting Fist is only a primary skill after all. I am only a first-level superior now. Even with the blessing of magic power and Jinting Fist, it is difficult to hurt Xu Chang, a third-level junior. I still have to think of new skills. Quote. Yes, I remember that in the Jujutsu Kaiba manga, I explained why Gojo Satoru's normal attacks are comparable to other magicians' ultimate moves. This is because Gojo Satoru will use, ow, to pull the opponent at the moment of hitting. This increase in power is not simply the sum of the two. Although it is just an ordinary punch, it seems to be counterattacked at the same time. What would happen if Kang was integrated into Jinting Fist? This bold idea suddenly came to Ji Yu Fan's mind. Jin Ting Quan is a double strike. If you incorporate Kang on top of it, wouldn't it become a triple strike? There's a show. The corners of Ji Yu Fan's blood-stained mouth curved in a dangerous arc. The triple strike of the upgraded version of Jin Ting Quan would definitely penetrate Xu Chang's defense. Boy, I didn't expect that your seemingly fragile little body is much stronger than I imagined. In the past, there was a third-level superpower who tried to escape from prison and was killed by my whirlwind fist. But you can still stand up after being punched by me. This must be thanks to your weird superpower. Xu Chang walked towards him with vigorous steps, his words full of praise. Stop talking nonsense and get on with it, Ji Yu Fan said calmly. Okay, very good. Since you are eager to seek death, don't blame me for being rude. Tornado Fist. Xu Chang repeated his old trick, shrinking his fist and then punching it out fiercely. The terrifying vortex on his fist made the surrounding air tremble. Ji Yu Fan turned sideways, avoiding Xu Chang's fist, and moved to the side of Xu Chang's body. Jinting Fist. Facing Ji Yu Fan's straight punch, Xu Chang felt a strange feeling in his heart. So fast, this punch was abnormally fast. Rather than Ji Yu Fan's fist hitting his body, it was more like his body was flying towards Ji Yu Fan's fist automatically. Boom! Ji Yu Fan's right fist hit Xu Chang's back hard, and a violent wave of air erupted, sweeping the nearby streets clean. Severe pain shot through Xu Chang's back, and at the same time his blood and energy surged up, and a mouthful of old blood rushed straight into his throat. However, Xu Chang suppressed the shock in his heart, used his spiritual power to stabilize his body, and swallowed the old blood that had reached his throat again. I told you, your ordinary fists can't break my defense at all. Xu Chang suddenly turned around and smiled solemnly. A whirlwind of spiritual power gathered in his right fist, and the tornado fist was getting ready to go. Yeah, Ji Yu Fan smiled calmly. Bang! At the same time, a dull sound exploded from Xu Chang's back. The smile on his face quickly solidified and was replaced by heartfelt shock. Puff! Xu Chang's body shook violently. The whirlwind fist in his hand was forced to interrupt, and a mouthful of old blood spurted out. How can this be? Xu Chang's face was full of disbelief. He is a third-level superpower, an enhanced third-level superpower, and his body's defense is comparable to that of a ferocious beast of the same level. Ji Yu Fan is just a small first-level superpower, so he shouldn't be able to hurt himself no matter what. You're sweating now, bro. Jingting fist. Ji Yu Fan took advantage of the victory to pursue, and his body suddenly rose up. His right fist was like a bursting cannonball, drawing an arc in midair and hitting Xu Chang's chest firmly. Boom, boom, boom. 3 consecutive roars exploded. Xu Chang's chest suddenly sunk, and he spurted blood while retreating one after another. He still looked like he was at ease not long ago. Oh my god, what is going on? Gao Yingjin shouted subconsciously and looked at Ji Yu Fan like he was looking at a monster. Although Gao Yingjin had no idea what was going on, Ji Yu Fan's sudden strong performance was an irrefutable fact. Who dares to believe it? Ji Yu Fan, a little first-level superpower, suppressed Xu Chang, a third-level superpower, and beat him. He vomited blood and kept retreating. Mu Xue could no longer understand it at all, and her head was a mess. Not long ago, she was worried about Ji Yu Fan, but less than a minute passed and the situation reversed again. Ji Yu Fan, who should have been defeated, was like a god descending to earth at this moment. How could he look like he needed her to worry at all? Puff. Another mouthful of blood spurted out, and the smell of rust in his mouth was so strong that it made him sick. Xu Chang supported his body with his hands, trying to maintain his shaky body as much as possible. There's something wrong with this kid. This was Xu Chang's only thought at the moment. Ji Yu Fan's fists were so weird. It looked like he only punched once, but the damage to himself was much greater than 3 consecutive punches hitting the same part. This is not a simple addition, not as simple as 1 + 1 + 1 = 3, this is clearly 1 + 1 + 1 = 3. Another point that is also outrageous is that Ji Yu Fan seems to be not consuming any spiritual power. He releases the same skills one after another without stopping for a moment. He is using the skills as if they are level A. No, I will lose if I keep doing this. I can't keep it any longer. I can only use that move. Even if it puts a huge burden on my body, I have to use it. Xu Chang gritted his teeth, stared at Ji Yu Fan with resentful eyes and said, Ji Yu Fan, don't think you won, it's not over yet. Burst mode. Boom. There was a muffled sound inside Xu Chang's body, as if a steady stream of power was gushing out from his body. Changes have occurred. Xu Chang's aura is constantly rising, and his height is also rising. 1 meter 9. 2 meters 1. 2 meters 3. 2 meters 5. It didn't stop until I was 2.5 meters tall. Bang. The short sleeves of Xu Chang's upper body were burst open, exposing his extremely terrifying muscles. At the same time, waves of air surged around his body, the gravel on the road floated upward uncontrollably, and a terrifying sense of oppression swept around him. Explosion mode is an A-level skill that can only be used by those with enhanced abilities. It is the strongest trick in Xu Chang's hands. Turning on the burst mode will directly ignite the spiritual power inside the body and release the energy at a speed that exceeds biological boundaries. The duration of burst mode is only 3 minutes. During these 3 minutes, the user's attack, defense, and speed will all be doubled. If you want to gain great power, you often have to pay a huge price, and this is the case with burst mode. This form, like anaerobic exercise, will put a huge burden on the body. After the duration is over, the spiritual energy in the body will be directly exhausted and cannot be recovered for a month. Ji Yu Fan, suffer death. Along with a roar, Xu Chang moved. His speed was extremely fast as lightning. Is this the full power of a third-level superpower? Ji Yu Fan smiled bitterly. Now, he was the one sweating profusely. The aura exuding from Xu Chang's body was terrifying, and his speed was twice as fast as his own with the blessing of Shuntian Kang. The punches he received were also very different from the usual ones. The ordinary punches alone were no weaker than the previous whirlwind fists. It could be said to be extremely terrifying. Xu Chang's fist had already hit him, and it was so fast that Ji Yufan didn't have time to think. Ji Yufan had no time to dodge and could only fight with his fist. Boom! Ji Yufan's jinting fist and Xu Chang's ordinary punch collided together, and the simultaneous burst of 3 powers offset Xu Chang's ordinary punch. No, it cannot be offset at all. Although he barely blocked it, Ji Yufan's body balance had been broken. At this time, he was full of flaws. At this time, Xu Chang moved again, his left foot turned into a strong wind and kicked Ji Yufan. Ji Yufan's unlimited technique was like paper. It was broken immediately, and an irresistible force rushed straight into Ji Yufan's chest. Click! There was a sound of bones breaking, and even if Ji Yufan crossed his arms to defend himself, it was of no avail. His left arm was fractured on the spot, and his whole body flew out like a cannonball, piercing 3 cars in a row before stopping at the edge of the road. Looking at the scene in front of him, Gao Yingjin's eyes narrowed and he couldn't help but take a breath of cold air. This Xu Chang is too terrifying. The aura exuding from his body is not inferior to that of a 3rd-level intermediate captain. This time Ji Yufan was finished. After such a brutal attack, it was unknown whether he could survive. Even if he happened to survive, it would be useless. Xu Chang would continue to pursue him. It could be said that it was no different from death. Ji Yufan, Mu Xue shouted urgently again, an unparalleled feeling of powerlessness emerged in her heart. She had never hated her own weakness as much as she did at this moment. She was too weak, had no strength, and could not help at all. Even if she rushed forward, it would only increase the number of victims by 1. Tornado fist. Xu Chang didn't give Ji Yufan a chance to survive at all. He gathered spiritual power in his right hand and broke the ground with his left foot. His body rushed out like an arrow from a string. Cough, cough. Ji Yufan was holding his body covered in blood, spitting out blood clots. His left arm was disabled, several ribs were broken, and his internal organs were undoubtedly severely damaged. Finished. Seeing the whirlwind fist getting closer and closer to him, Ji Yufan's heart was surrounded by despair. Now it is difficult for me to even stand firm. How can I avoid Xu Chang's whirlwind fist that is far faster than ordinary people? Xu Chang could inflict serious damage on himself with just a casual kick. If he eats this whirlwind fist again, even if he has unlimited defense, his whole body will explode like a smashed watermelon. Xu Chang's whirlwind fist was coming soon, and there was no way he could dodge it. Even if I was lucky enough to use the magic technique to avoid it, what about that time? How will I avoid it next time? What he wants now is not dodge, but the ability to attack, a powerful attack that can knock Xu Chang's whirlwind fist away with one blow. But where to find such attacks? His 6 eyes are only initially awakened, and the strongest move he can use at the moment is just the jinting fist that is blended with Kang, which is no match for Xu Chang's tornado fist. Do you just accept your fate? Ji Yufan murmured. At this moment, a flash of inspiration flashed in Ji Yufan's mind. He had been ignoring something terrifyingly powerful, Black Flash. It's not over yet, it's not over yet. Thinking of this, Ji Yufan's heart felt an unprecedented desire to survive. Black Flash, when the error between the magic power and the strike is less than 0.000001 seconds, the space will be distorted, the magic power will shine with black light, and at the same time, the power of this blow will become the usual 2.5 power. The power of 2.5 is not 2.5 times. Anyone who has studied mathematics will know how terrifying the increase is. If he can hit the Black Flash at this moment, he will definitely turn the tide of the battle in an instant. No magician can take the initiative to use Black Flash, even if he has the assistance of 6 eyes, it will be difficult to succeed. However, this is a life and death situation, and there is no other way to save himself except Black Flash. So, have you bet on this punch? Ji Yufan showed a bloody smile, faced the whizzing whirlwind fist, punched it, and collided head-on with it. Idiot, you dare to go head-to-head with my tornado fist. You are simply overestimating your own abilities. Looking at Ji Yufan punching him, Xu Chang's face was filled with disdain, and at the same time he felt pity for Ji Yufan from the bottom of his heart. It seems that this kid was forced into desperation and had no choice but to make such a stupid move. If he still had a choice, he would not choose to fight head-on with his fist, right? It's a pity that he will not stop. He will eradicate those who refuse his invitation over and over again without mercy. At this time, beside the street, at the edge of the alley. Oh my God, what is Ji Yufan doing? Why didn't he run away? Instead, he faced Xu Chang's fist. This is obviously unbeatable. Gao Yingjin shouted anxiously. After shouting, Gao Yingjin finally realized that he probably guessed the reason why Ji Yufan didn't run away. The reason is simple. It's not that Ji Yufan doesn't want to run, but that Ji Yufan can't run at all. Ji Yufan, who was seriously injured, can't even stand up, let alone run away. And Xu Chang's fist was too fast, leaving Ji Yufan no time at all. It was probably the only thing Ji Yufan could do to fight back with his fist. Is that so? Ji Yufan, that's what you think. Rather than dying here in fear, it's better to fight to the last moment with the awareness of death. Gao Yingjin murmured to himself. Don't want. Mu Xue let out a girl's unique piercing scream, and at the same time covered her eyes with her hands. Mu Xue didn't dare to look. Even if she was just trying to escape, she didn't want to see Ji Yufan die in front of her eyes. Suddenly, the commander-in-chief Ning Haisheng rushed over at this moment. He fell from the sky with a violent airflow and landed not far from the battle scene. Gangster, stop! Seeing Xu Chang's casserole-sized iron fist colliding with Ji Yufan's small fist, Ning Haisheng shouted anxiously. Ning Haisheng knew that everything was over. Others may not know it clearly, but Ning Haisheng, who is a third-level intermediate superpower user, knows very well how terrifying Xu Chang's fist is at this moment. Xu Chang's punch completely reached the damage level of a third-level intermediate superpower. Even he did not dare to collide with Xu Chang's punch head-on. And Ji Yufan is just a first-level superpower. There is no way he could receive this punch no matter what. What awaits Ji Yufan is the fate of being shattered into pieces. Regret, very regret. Ning Haisheng had never regretted it as much as he did now. If he had been faster, if he could have arrived earlier, things would not be like this. Ji Yufan is not an ordinary person, he is a unique talent that is rare to see in Lun City for 1,000 years. He is a dazzling new star who should lead them to make Lun City famous in the world. But before it had time to explode, it was annihilated like a white dwarf star. How could Ning Haisheng not regret it? Boom. The fists touched together. Ji Yufan saw the pity deep in Xu Chang's eyes, which caused his eyes to look at Xu Chang with pity. The moment his fist collided with Xu Chang's, Ji Yufan felt an unprecedented feeling. He seemed to understand the taste of the spell. For example, I used to feel like I was throwing many ingredients I had never tasted into a pot and cooking them based on my feelings. But it's different now. I understand the taste of ingredients like mantra. As a chef, I am no longer in the same dimension as before. Xu Chang probably doesn't know what fate will await him next. Black flash. Ji Yufan roared, and at the same time, the black cursed light shone like thunder and lightning. Ka. Like the roar of electricity and the roar of thunder, the terrifying sound effect of the black flash distorting the space exploded at this moment. Quote ? Xu Chang's body tilted back uncontrollably. In his horrified eyes, his right hand and most of his arm were violently torn off, and flew into the distance with blood spraying. Am I dreaming? Gao Yingjin was stunned, with small eyes and big doubts, he couldn't believe what just happened. This is not to blame Gao Yingjin, after all, the scene that happened in front of him was too abnormal. Ji Yufan, a first-level superpower, was facing off against Xu Chang, a third-level superpower, and broke Xu Chang's arm with one punch. No normal person would believe this fact. Varied. Through the gap between her fingers, Mu Xue's eyes widened. The scene she expected in her heart did not happen at all. Not only did Ji Yufan not die, but he punched Xu Chang's arm off. How could this not surprise Mu Xue? Woolen cloth. Monster, what a monster. Ning Haisheng's jaw dropped in shock, and he looked at Ji Yufan as if he were looking at a monster. No one present knew the power of Xu Chang's punch better than him. Ji Yu Fan could actually defeat this blow head-on with his fist. What terrifying energy this would be. Boy, you are looking for death. Tornado fist. Xu Cheng turned from shock to anger, and let out a deafening roar. He suddenly stabilized his body, stepped forward with his right foot, gathered a spiritual cyclone with his left hand, and punched Ji Yu Fan in the head. You are the one seeking death. Ji Yu Fan's eyes showed murderous intent and he also roared. After using the black flash, you will temporarily enter the zone state like an athlete. The magic power that usually requires deliberate manipulation will become as natural as breathing, as if everything except oneself is rotating around oneself, with a sense of omnipotence. In other words, at this time, the probability of black flash will be greatly increased. Black flash. Ji Yu Fan punched Xu Cheng's fist again, and the black lightning formed by the spell burst out again. The sound effect of the black flash distorting the space exploded again. Xu Cheng's remaining left arm also broke, and blood splashed out like a fountain. Impossible, this is absolutely impossible. Seeing his other arm being mercilessly twisted, Xu Cheng yelled with anger. This time, Xu Cheng was truly scared. He looked at Ji Yu Fan as if he were a stranger. This visible strength gap made Xu Cheng's anger disappear. Without any hesitation, Xu Cheng immediately turned around and ran away. He was defeated. He was defeated at the hands of Ji Yu Fan, a first-level superpower. He was completely defeated. Want to escape? It's too late. Under the teleportation technique of Reversal Kang, Ji Yu Fan's body appeared strangely in midair, blocking Xu Cheng who looked stunned. Black flash. Ji Yu Fan twisted his body and kicked Xu Cheng in the chest. At the same time, black lightning formed by the spell spurted out, and the entire surrounding space trembled. In the unique sound effects of black flash, Xu Cheng's body exploded on the spot, and a hole as big as a casserole was blown out of his chest. Puff! Spurting out a mouthful of blood with fragments of internal organs, Xu Cheng fell to the ground with a bang and refused to close his eyes with a look of disbelief. Xu Cheng is dead. Gao Yingjin was a little stunned. He never imagined that Xu Cheng, a third-level superpower, would die like this. The death was still so miserable. Not only did he lose his arms, but there was also a terrifying big hole in his chest. The person who killed Xu Cheng was none other than Ji Yu Fan, who only had first-level powers. Ning Haisheng was so shocked that he could hardly speak. No one here knew better than him how difficult it was to kill Xu Cheng. With the burst mode turned on, Xu Cheng's defense was even more exaggerated than that of ferocious beasts of the same level. Ning Haisheng originally thought that Ji Yu Fan's ability to break off Xu Cheng's arm would be the limit, but who would have thought that Ji Yu Fan actually killed Xu Cheng directly? If he had known Ji Yu Fan was so powerful earlier, he wouldn't have had to rush over so urgently, and he wouldn't have regretted it. Have you reached your limit? After the spell dissipated, Ji Yu Fan's body became weak and swaying, looking like he was about to fall down at any time. This was naturally caused by excessive injuries. Ever since Xu Cheng was kicked, his body seemed to be falling apart. It would be great if I could understand the reversal technique. If there is a reversal technique, this kind of non-fatal injury can be cured in minutes. Ji Yu Fan thought as he closed his eyes and fell down. Just when Ji Yu Fan was about to fall to the ground, Mu Xue reacted immediately and stepped forward to support Ji Yu Fan. Gao Yingjin and Ning Haisheng were also awake at this moment and hurriedly surrounded him. At this moment, a sparrow flew over the high-voltage line. At the same time, a pedestrian walking on the road stopped and chuckled, interesting. When Ji Yu Fan opened his eyes again, he found himself lying in a dark room. Ji Yu Fan tried to move his body, but found that he could not move. When he looked down, he realized that his body was covered with bandages, almost like a mummy in the movie. Isn't this too exaggerated? Ji Yu Fan said. Perhaps it was because the anesthesia hadn't worn off yet, but there was a strange feeling around Ji Yu Fan's lips. It looks like I was taken to the hospital. Ji Yu Fan rolled his eyes and looked at the room. From the layout of the room, he could clearly infer that this was a single ward and it seemed to be late at night. It was a real fluke this time. Ji Yu Fan sighed secretly. The suppressive force brought by the level between superpowers is really terrifying, but Xu Cheng, who is a third-level junior, almost beat himself to the point where he was unable to fight back. If he hadn't succeeded in making the error between the magic power and the strike at the key node less than 0.000001 seconds, and successfully fired the black flash, otherwise he would have turned into a corpse. However, the gains this time are quite significant. I successfully learned the two skills of Jingting Fist and Black Flash, although Black Flash is not very stable. However, my level is still too low. If I were a second level lower level superpower, I would never fight as hard as I do now. Having said this, Ji Yu Fan began to look forward to his future life at the Magic City Academy. After all, he was given 3,000 spirit stones when he enrolled, which was 1,500 points, which was enough for him to rise to the second level. In this way, time keeps passing. Ji Yu Fan has been living in the hospital until June 30th, when he was successfully discharged from the hospital. While he was hospitalized, many people came to see him, including Mu Xue, Zhang Yuanao, Gao Yingjin, and the captain Ning Haisheng, whom he had never met before. Even head teacher Lu Fengwen, principal Lu Zhu, and education director Chen Deming also came after hearing the news. Tomorrow is the first day of school at the Magic City Academy. I was actually discharged from the hospital today. Mu Xue left 2 days ago. Zhang Yuanao also left yesterday. I am the latest. After walking out of the hospital gate and encountering the long-lost sunshine, Ji Yu Fan immediately started complaining. After returning home to prepare and tidy up, Ji Yu Fan set off and got on the high-speed train to Shanghai. Before getting in the car, Ji Yu Fan called Ji Mingquan, the admissions teacher at Magic City University, and asked him to come over and take care of him. Originally, Ji Yu Fan arrived late and was unfamiliar with the place. If no one came to pick him up, he might have been delayed. Ji Mingquan naturally agreed and quickly said that he would drive to the gate of the high-speed rail station and wait for him. The train roared past, and there was a doomsday scene outside the window, with many ferocious beasts roaring and rushing towards the train. Ah! A piercing scream sounded, and the owner of the voice was a girl. It was her first time riding the high-speed train and she was frightened and screamed loudly. "Stop barking! The ferocious beasts can't get in." A middle-aged man reading a newspaper said calmly. "Oh, am I okay?" After screaming with her eyes closed for a long time, the girl opened her eyes and found that all the ferocious beasts were blocked by transparent glass. She could only roar helplessly and furiously, just like animals in a zoo. "Didn't I tell you that ferocious beasts can't get in?" The man reading the newspaper sighed. "In fact, this is not glass. It is a protective barrier unique to high-speed railway lines. As long as it is not an overly exaggerated beast, it generally cannot break through the barrier's defense. Therefore, this journey was uneventful." Looking at such a scene, Ji Yu Fan found it very interesting. It felt more exciting than playing a horror game. Time passed quickly, and at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, the train arrived at the Magic City station without delay. After getting off the train, Ji Yu Fan followed the flow of people and walked out of the high-speed rail station. Not long after he walked out, he saw Ji Mingquan waving to him. "Ji Yu Fan, I didn't expect you to contact me today. I was so anxious to wait. I thought you had given up on our school." As soon as he got into Ji Mingquan's car, Ji Yu Fan heard Ji Mingquan sigh with a hint of melancholy. Ji Yu Fan didn't pay attention, and just responded casually, "Some things were delayed some time ago, so I just got out today." Ji Mingquan didn't ask any more questions and just drove silently. During this period, he also mentioned the issue of admission rewards, saying that as long as he took out his student ID card, he could go to the materials department to receive the rewards. Soon, the special car stopped at the entrance of the Magic City Academy. The entrance control of the Magic City Academy is very strict, and even if it is a private car, the identity information of the members in the car must be verified. When the guard came over, Ji Yu Fan took a look at the school gate through the car window. Just like the promotional video posted on the internet, the school gate was very impressively built. It is both noble and elegant, and more importantly, it is extremely large, which shows how much effort was spent on its construction. After checking Ji Yu Fan's admission notice, the guard nodded and opened the door to the Magic City Academy. Just like that, the vehicle drove into the campus. "Ji Yu Fan, all the procedures for your admission have been completed. I have something to do next, so just follow this classmate." His name is Ren Xiaopeng, and he is the senior student one grade above you. Ji Mingquan said at the door of the reception desk. Hello, Junior Ji Yu Fan. My name is Ren Xiaopeng. I am responsible for welcoming new students. Your dormitory is in this direction. Come with me. Ren Xiaopeng said. Okay. Ji Yu Fan first nodded towards Ren Xiaopeng, then waved goodbye to Ji Mingquan and said, Teacher Ji, go and do your work. Goodbye. Immediately afterwards, Ji Yu Fan and Ren Xiaopeng started walking side by side. Suddenly, as if he noticed something was wrong, Ren Xiaopeng looked at Ji Yu Fan doubtfully and asked, Junior Ji Yu Fan, where is your luggage? Luggage. It's all in the space ring. Ji Yu Fan showed off the space ring on his hand. It's actually a space ring. Ren Xiaopeng was greatly surprised. The space ring was an extremely expensive luxury item. He had read Ji Yu Fan's relevant information and knew that Ji Yu Fan was the #1 scholar in Zhongbei province, but Ji Yu Fan's birthplace was only the small Lun City. He was born in such a small place and could actually wear such an expensive space ring. Soon, the two stopped in front of a unit building. The two characters, San Lu, were prominently written on the unit building. Junior Ji Yu Fan, your dormitory is just ahead. You just received the key. If you haven't received it, you can also register and receive it at the dormitory office. Ren Xiaopeng said. Already received it. Ji Yu Fan replied. Seeing that things had been arranged, Ren Xiaopeng immediately had the urge to leave, but before leaving, he found that he had overlooked something important. So, Ren Xiaopeng quickly said, Ji Yu Fan, you don't know many things about the Magic City Academy. Please turn on your phone and download the Magic City Academy app. Register an account and log in with your student ID. It contains courses, school rules, school news, and various detailed information. Well, I understand, Ji Yu Fan replied. Then I won't disturb you. See you next time. After saying that, Ren Xiaopeng turned and left. As the receptionist for the new students, there were other juniors waiting for him. See you later. Ji Yu Fan also waved goodbye. After bidding farewell to his seniors, Ji Yu Fan turned on his phone, downloaded and installed the Magic City Academy app. The top of the homepage is a scrolling campus news, and the bottom is divided into multiple modules such as curriculum, class groups, school rules and regulations, and personal information. Click on personal information and a piece of information pops up. Name, Ji Yu Fan. Age, 18. Superpower, 6 eyes. Superpower level, S level. Department class, Special Department, Class 1. Dormitory, Building 3, Number 307. Room 307. Ji Yu Fan turned off his cell phone and walked towards the dormitory building. The dormitory of the Magic City Academy is very similar to the university dormitory in his lifetime. There is a long corridor in the middle and densely packed rooms on both sides. It's just that unlike the 4-person dormitory in college, the dormitory in Shanghai University is a single room. In other words, the dormitory that originally housed 4 people now only houses 1 person, and it also has its own private bathroom, which is very good. Soon, Ji Yu Fan came to the door of number 307, took out the key, and opened the door. At this moment, the door to the room next to Ji Yu Fan, number 306, was violently opened, and a young man who couldn't hold it anymore came out. Hey, isn't this the #1 scholar in Zhongbei province? Since the two of them were so close, the young man who couldn't pull him recognized Ji Yu Fan. His name was Yu Ping, and he was the second best in Zhongbei province. What, do you have a problem with me? Facing Yu Ping, who was obviously looking for trouble, Ji Yu Fan naturally wouldn't give him a good look. Of course, I'll tell you honestly, your martial arts college entrance examination results don't convince me. You are just taking advantage of the remoteness of the examination room. If you change to the examination room in the provincial capital, you will never take the exam. The score that appears now. A trace of disdain flashed in Yu Ping's eyes. It's none of my business whether you believe it or not. Don't take yourself too seriously. No one will care what you think. Ji Yu Fan immediately didn't want to talk to this guy anymore, and walked towards his room. There were really everyone there, and he had witnessed the diversity of species. Wait, Yu Ping grabbed Ji Yu Fan's clothes. Since he was at school or in a relatively safe dormitory, Ji Yufan's unlimited technique was not activated, which allowed Yu Ping to take advantage of it. Let go and get out, Ji Yufan said coldly. Oh, who are you trying to scare? I won't let you go, what can you do to me? Yu Ping looked unconcerned. You won't let go, right? Without saying much, Ji Yufanren punched Yu Ping in the face, knocking him to the ground. This movement attracted all the surrounding students. They opened the door one after another and stuck their heads out to see what was going on outside the dormitory. It doesn't matter if you don't see it, you will be shocked when you see it. Some students actually got into a fight in the dormitory. This was explicitly prohibited by the school rules. If the situation was serious, it would not be impossible for them to be expelled directly. I'll go, I've seen this guy before. He's the #1 scholar in Zhongbei province, Ji Yufan. Someone in the crowd immediately recognized Ji Yufan. No wonder, it turns out that he is the #1 scholar in Zhongbei province. I said, how could any student dare to fight in the dormitory? It turns out that it was the #1 scholar in Zhongbei province who gave him the confidence. Who was knocked to the ground? How could he have a conflict with Ji Yufan, the #1 scholar in Zhongbei province? You have to find someone soft when choosing a persimmon. I am from Zhongbei province, and I also know the man who fell on the ground. He is the second in Zhongbei province, Yu Ping. So that's it. The second place is dissatisfied with the first place. It seems like the ranking is the same. The second best is just the second best after all. The students watched the scene in front of them with great interest, started a heated discussion, and had a lot of fun. Ji Yufan, Yu Ping struggled to stand up. He roared angrily, and flames began to burn on his body. The temperature in the room suddenly rose, and even the fire alarm sounded. In Yu Ping's opinion, the reason why Ji Yufan was able to knock him down with one punch was entirely the result of a sneak attack while he was not paying attention. Because the school rules of the Magic City Academy clearly stipulate that students are not allowed to fight privately. If they have to decide the outcome, they can go to the school's duel field to decide the winner. Because of this, Yu Ping never thought about the possibility of Ji Yufan taking action against him directly. The ugly words are coming from the front. I've shown mercy just now. If you still want to continue, I'm afraid you won't be able to stand here intact. Seeing that Yu Ping didn't intend to stop and make the matter bigger, Ji Yufan said calmly. Stop talking nonsense and go out and fight with me if you dare. Yu Ping said angrily. Well, since you need to be cleaned up, then I will give you a good education, which can be used as my rehabilitation exercise. After saying that, Ji Yufan rushed towards Yu Ping, then grabbed his right hand forward and tried to strangle Yu Ping's neck. Idiot, can't you see the flames on my body? The flames on my body are not ordinary flames, they are S-level flames of chaos. Its temperature is as high as 3000 degrees. Even rocks can melt easily, not to mention the weak human body. The moment your hand touches my flame, it will be burned to ashes. Yu Ping mocked contemptuously. Oh my god, why is Ji Yufan so reckless? He knows that Yu Ping is burning with flames, but he still dares to touch it with his hands. According to my analysis, Ji Yufan probably didn't know Yu Ping's powers. He thought that the flames on Yu Ping's body were only a few hundred degrees, so he stepped forward without fear. It makes sense. Alas, Ji Yufan still suffered from the intelligence. It seems that he can no longer hold his hand in this posture. If Yu Ping is more cruel, Ji Yufan's entire arm will be destroyed. The melon eaters started discussing again, but this time they no longer praised Ji Yufan, but shook their heads and sighed. Varied. Yu Ping's eyes widened, and he could only say half of the word, what he wanted to say, because his neck had already been pinched by Ji Yufan, making him unable to speak at all. Ji Yufan's movements did not stop. He carried Yu Ping forward quickly, rushed into his room, stepped over the window, jumped down, and pressed Yu Ping hard on the cement road in front of the dormitory door. I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.